And a good victory Monday, everybody. Welcome in Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. He is Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier here on the ones and twos. Hope you're having a great start to your day. JoJo, we're talking about a win today.
I had to pull out the positive checklist that I haven't pulled out in about a year on the Tennessee Titans. And I'm telling you, man, we were all texting, watching that game, and we're like all of you guys out there. We can't believe it happened, but if you're a Titans fan, you're glad it happened. So congrats to the team.
The Titans really crashed the Cardinals' day, didn't they?
They were, man. They took it, boy. They got beat so bad, they almost was going to call Bart Durham law because
I know, right?
but they rebounded and things were good for them. But no, I mean, that's a big win. And look, we call it when they're doing bad, they're doing bad. We're doing good. We're going to tell you all that. Very transparent. The fire I saw from Brian Callahan in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I need to see that every day. And good for him. Good for the win. Good for Cam Ward. Good for the franchise. Good for Titans fans. You deserve it. Well done.
Yeah. So 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by Wilson County Hyundai.com. As a lot of you heard Jake say it, Robbie and Rex Road. Like, I think we all kind of had an idea at halftime how the shows were going to go today, and then that changed in the fourth quarter.
Right.
So I was driving in, I'm like, how do I want to attack this today? Because I don't want to sit here and say like, oh, everything was perfect and the Titans won a great game, because that's not true. And I always like to be truthful and tell it like it is, because the Cardinals lost the game. Let's just call it what I mean. How are we still in the NFL in 2025 dropping the ball at the 1 inch line and not, like, how are we doing that? That interception fumble was the most bizarre play that you will never see again.
Right. You're right. No, and here's the thing. I looked at the stats and the standings. There's not a column for giving the game away. All there is a column for wins and losses. They presented with an opportunity, the Titans were. They took advantage of it. We will address the dropping the ball in a little bit, because that's a bigger problem than people realize because of one thing that's going on. But the fact, in the clutch, Calvin Ridley caught a huge pass. Cam Ward delivered in the clutch. The team did not quit. Losing's not fun. You know, I get mad about losing, but if you're giving me effort and you're busting your tail and everything's going on and I see that, I'm okay. Still okay with losing, but the fact what they did in that fourth quarter came back to rout. They were down 21-6.
Right.
Oh. They had to score 3 times, and they did it. Despite a kicker who, he won the game for him, misses an extra point and all that other good stuff, they won the game.
Yeah. Here's the other thing, too, that I was like, all right, do I want to be like, because we never get to do this, just, hey, we're going to be positive today. No, we're going to be truthful. And I want you guys to be truthful, because we've already gotten a text on this, too. 9013 says the Titans, quote unquote, won. Okay. Right. You can look at it that way. A win is a win. At the end of the day,
right,
in the record book, it says W next to the Titans and L next to the Cardinals. It doesn't explain how. We'll do that. But you know what? As Joe Dubin likes to say, sometimes it's a lot better to be lucky than good.
It's a lot of the times better to be lucky
yesterday,
than good.
It was better to be lucky than good. Now,
in a lot of ways.
That last drive, if that last drive is what they can put together consistently, we're going to have a different conversation about this team.
Yep.
Because Cam was putting the ball on a dime. That pass to Ridley was unbelievable.
Go back and watch Ridley on that play. Just beats the guy off the line of scrimmage. Just beats him and gets down the field, and Cam dropped it in perfectly. Huge.
That is everything that you want them to do. It's just, how do you get that consistently?
Yep.
But, look, we're still – I hate doing this off the top, but I can't not do it. I had a problem playing for the field goal. They were using their timeouts, giving you time to take calculated, safe shots at the end zone.
Yeah.
And I wish they had done that. I know why they didn't, because it's like, let's just get out of here with a win. We got to win one. So I get it to an extent, but I'm sitting there watching and I'm like, man, you got a chance. Like, go to the corner of the end zone, take safe plays. But I will say that I think Callahan doesn't necessarily trust Cam to do that yet.
Okay.
And I understand it. So I'm disagreeing and understanding at the same time
I
if
get it.
that's possible.
But I'm also very mad at this kicker who can't
Sure,
make a
right.
kick. So
Yeah.
I get all that in the moment. I don't think Callahan's been in that moment a lot in his career. I mean, he's now 4-19 as a head coach. Is that right? 4-18, 4-9. What are they now? 1-4. So he's 4-18. So he's not been in that moment a lot as a coach to figure out, oh my God, we're going to play for the win here. He just wanted to get that field goal and be done with it. But I mean, I guess I was going through all the questions today, and it's simple. I mean, did they win or the Cardinals lose? I mean, there's a deeper dive into this, right? I know they won and all that, but at the same time, they came back in the fourth quarter. They could have collapsed, not getting it done, and said, all right, the guy fumbled and all that other good stuff. But they rallied back and scored 3 times and won the game yesterday. So did they win it or the Cardinals lose? I'm 50-50 on that.
I saw 3 things that I've been waiting to see all in that fourth quarter. I saw the head coach show me emotion,
Woo!
get after it.
Right.
I mean, he was giving it to the refs, sideline, whatever. I saw the quarterback have a Superman drive and have the hero moment that I've been waiting to see. And I saw the defense play some pretty damn good ball when they needed to. Now, we can talk about some things with them too.
Yeah, right.
They got lucky on some things, but they also made some stops when they needed to make some stops.
Yes, they did. And, the guy had the 80-yard run for whatever it was. And, it was like, well, Snead didn't do anything on that play. I'm like, he was there.
He was step for step with him.
I know
he hustled.
He came across the field, and I get that, but he had the effort. But
I thought at first, I actually thought he had knocked it out.
Had 2 more yards, he would have.
Oh, yeah.
He would have done that. And so I guess, how about this question? Is Callahan off the hot seat?
No. I mean, you can ask that question, but I still say no.
I think he's a little bit.
I think he
Look, there's a way to win
time.
Games, but if you look at how they won that game in the second half, they didn't quit.
Right.
And that's what you try to instill in the team. Is like, don't quit. And they didn't quit on him. And they rallied down. And he was fired up. And everybody was good. That was fun to see that yesterday, man. It was really fun. I think the seat has cooled a hell of a lot for him right now. And if that's the case, go out. And the Raiders stink. So now you get an opportunity to beat the Raiders. So little things looking up for this football team right now. Regardless, you got to win. And we're going to celebrate the win today.
Sure.
Big time.
Look, and Jeremy in Clarksville said, thank God. Let's be honest. Been a lot of sugarcoating today. The Titans had the benefit of 3 unforced turnovers. They didn't cause their luck. We get that. And you're right. But here's my question. Because now that they've tasted it, they've tasted victory. What does that do? Does that do anything moving forward? Or was that just a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then? Like, is that what that was? Because to your point, what you just said, my counter to that is, all right, show me next week.
Again, you're right.
If you show up in Vegas, which we're going to, if you show up in Vegas and all of a sudden I see a more determined, because to your point, I don't think they've quit. Like, they've played hard. They're just a bad team.
Yeah, right. That's it.
And so if you show up and all of a sudden you got a little extra confidence, a little extra pep in your step this week, and maybe, Cam is finally like, all right, this is what I need to do, and he's putting it together a little more, then maybe you parlay that into something.
Well, we'll have to see. The good news, we see it on Sunday. Now, if you go out there and get beat 42-0 by the Raiders, Vrabel stomps you. But this gives you a little breathing room right now.
It does, but I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and say he's off the hot seat, because
I think he's a tad bit. I think it's cool.
He's still.
We're not bringing that question up all week. He's not getting fired today.
He's not getting fired today. But
as I told Dr. Crane yesterday, I thought had they lost 28-6 and he scored a touchdown, I think Brian Callahan was gone, because they played really bad.
They did, and
to that point.
But here's the thing: he fumbled the half again. Like, he still, the game management was terrible at the half again. Like, going for it when he did, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, so I'm not I'm not letting him off the hook. I'm glad they won. I want to be positive, but I am going to tell it like it is that I still don't think everything is completely fixed. Enjoy this, build off of it. Let's have fun today. But like even some of you texters are like,
It's fine.
like
Again, they won the game.
they won a game.
They won the game. And
Topes win. Topes win.
And I mean, I know Arizona gave it away, but they had to prime example, real quick. When Clint Sterner fumbled versus Tennessee in 1998, he fumbled that, right? Everybody's like, oh, Tennessee won the game. Tennessee still had to go 45 yards and score a touchdown late in the fourth quarter to win the game. They did that. The Titans had to have scored 3 times to win the game, and they did that. They didn't roll over. The opportunity presented itself, and they scored. Look, I've been one of the hardest people on Callahan and this football team. But I'm telling you, when they were down, they got the job done yesterday. And that, to me, I'm focusing on that. That eased the hot seat on Brian Callahan just a little bit. We play hypothetical about how well they're going to play versus the Raiders and then the Patriots and then the Colts and all that stuff. We get all that. But right now, they went out there and rallied. And that you come back from a road trip like that, you're feeling good about yourself. You go back out there and do it again. Do it again. And so they got the win. Congrats to them. But I saw fire in the fourth quarter yesterday. Fire and passion and guys slapping each other on the ass and celebrate. That's a team. That's what we need to see for 4 quarters.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We are up and running on this Reaction Monday. The Titans, finally, the long national nightmare is over. A 10-game losing streak has been snapped. They beat the Cardinals 22-21. I'm just, how do you feel? Just be honest. That's what we're doing. We're being honest today. We're not sugarcoating. We're excited that they won, but at the same time, we're going to tell it like it is as well. 615-737-1025. It's Chase and Big Joe on this Monday. John McClain at 2. Brian Callahan scheduled to speak at 2:30. 1025 the game.
Hecker, the holder. Morgan Cox, the long snapper. The kick from Sly is good. And the Tennessee Titans end their 10-game losing streak and finally get their first win of the season here in Week 5.
We got one!
I won't give in till I'm victorious.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday. Titans win 22-21. That's what the record books will show for sure on that kick at the end. You guys on the text line are like,
right? I just imagine being I don't know, there's probably not many of them out there, but being a Cardinals fan today, the reaction, they did the double box, the field goal, and Kyler Murray was like he was in timeout.
Like, I should have listened this morning, but what Phoenix Sports Talk Radio is today,
right?
Like, I'm sure it's a mess. So what was funny is I went and hung out at my mom's and had dinner last night, and she's like, "Well, I guess you're excited because they won. You can talk about a win tomorrow." And I looked at her and I was like, "I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how to do I have just been talking about losing for so long.
Yeah.
Like, tomorrow's going to be a different show than I've done in a long time." But the text line is entertaining right now. There are a couple asking about you. I know you didn't really want to bring this up, but they are a few that have come in on this. So if you want to, good. Everything's good.
Okay, yeah, I got into we left the pregame show, Dr. Crane and I, yesterday, and he was at about 5 minutes ahead of me, and I was on conference drive, and I get hit head on pretty hard by a guy trying to make a turn. He overcorrected. He hit me head on, hit my front left of the car, and so it's weird. I've never seen an airbag explode, and I hope you guys never have to see an airbag explode, but the thing works, man. Seat belts and airbags work, and just it hit me pretty hard, but I went to the hospital. I'm sore all over, but thankful to the Nashville Fire Department and the Metro Police were on the scene quickly and everything. So I tell you, you can't get rid of me that easy, but thanks. But the concern and the messages, guys, thank you so much.
People have seen a little on Facebook because I know some have posted.
Yeah. So thank you. I'm well. So look out for each other. You guys are great. Thank you.
It was funny. You know, we talked right after and everything, and I'm like, "Are you good? Are you okay?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And you know, we got our little group chat with Rick going, and everybody's like, "You good? You good?" And you go, "Yeah." And then it's like the jokes start flying.
Yeah. I mean, all
right, now we know you're okay. We're gonna make fun of you.
I was so mad that I wanted to fight the other driver, and the cop's like, "You can't get up, just sit down." I mean, that adrenaline.
Yeah.
When you're just because I had the perfect day, man. I was ready to go watch the game. We had a good show with Dr. Crane at Twin Peaks. Things were good. And 6 hours later, I'm leaving the hospital. So thank you all for the concerns and prayers. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're good. Byron, thanks for checking in. Others, thanks for checking. But he's good. He's here. He's fired up because the Titans won.
Yes.
So, all right. So this was Caleb and Gallatin. Or no, I want to win the David and Paris first. Yes, it's a win, and wide receiver can be happy, but you still have to see things for what they are, or you'll never get better. It's just one win, and it was gifted to them. Fans have got to be realistic. I don't disagree with that. I mean, and I think the team knows that too.
Right.
You're still allowed to celebrate it, and they should celebrate it, and I'm glad they're celebrating it. But like, I'm sure Callahan's going to talk today and be like, "Yeah, you know, there's some things it's still a process that we got to clean up."
Oh, we are.
But if you want to be a fan today,
right,
and you want to focus on the win and celebrate the win, then go do it. Absolutely.
Yeah. What was the guy's name in Gallatin?
Well, no, the first one I read was David in Paris, and then Caleb and Gallatin.
All right, Caleb. Yeah, Caleb. I'm looking right now and on the standings, and I'm going to be a smart ass about the rest of the show. Not intentional. Wins and losses, and the Titans got to win in the win column.
Yeah, he said, "I still don't like how I still don't like how hard it is." I see what you're trying to say. Hard it is to score a damn touchdown. We won, but we still need to be able to put points on the board sometime in the first 3 quarters. 100%. You're right. I mean, look, I'm not arguing that at all.
But again, they were down 21-6, and they scored 3 times and rallied. They scored 16 points in the 4th quarter when Arizona knew what they had to do. Titans got it done. Good for them.
They got to win. It was a good win.
That was a big win.
It was a win. All wins are a good win. It was a big win. Yeah, Brian Callahan.
Some are big, some are small.
Some are big,
Not
some
bad.
spas. They another one. They lucked their way into a win. The Titans are still trash, and Callahan is a bad coach.
Maybe so, but for 1 week, not this week.
4-9-1-0. Even though we won, are we not more confirmed that Brian Callahan is not the right pick? I mean, one game is not going to change my mind on that. I have made up my mind on him.
But I really think had he scored and made it 28-6,
I don't think she's okay.
I think he's gone this week.
Maybe.
What do you think?
She doesn't want to fire him in season. 100%. I feel like that is a.
Let me ask you this: how bad was it to the moment he fumbled out of the end zone?
Bad. I mean, I'm sitting there going like, this bum, get him out of here. Like,
yep,
cut the kicker. You know, I'm screaming it. So full disclosure, I was watching the game. Sunday is kind of my day, my family day. Like I spend with mom and all that stuff. So I'd gone over to mom's and I'm getting irritated at the half. I'm like, you know what? The crew's down at the brew. So I'm going to go down there for the second half.
All right, Homer.
Yeah. So I went to Moe's. Barney, Lenny, and Carl, everybody was
right
there. And I'm sitting at the bar and like literally I'd had one beer at this point, but I'm just like, what the, I'm just like yelling and cussing and like everybody's looking. I'm like, sorry, just when he threw the pick, I was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you freaking doing?
Right.
And then I see it rolling around. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And like the other thing, the dude that dropped the ball for Arizona, I'm cutting his ass today.
Yeah.
You're gone.
I would be absolutely. Can I give you? All right, let's take Eric. I'll tell you after the break my about that play.
Eric, what's up? Welcome in.
Hey guys, a couple of things, guys. I'm going to take the win, and here's why I say that, guys. I guarantee you, guys, if it had been Tony Pollard running for end zone and he drops the ball before he gets over the goal line, or if we had intercepted the ball and fumbled and Arizona recovering the touchdown and they go in and score and win the game like that, I guarantee you there'd be a lot of fans furious saying, you got to fire Callahan. You got to cut, the guy that intercepted the ball that dropped it for the Arizona Cardinals scored a touchdown. If that game had went the exact opposite and the Titans lost that way, the way Arizona did, there'd be a lot more fury and venom on these calls. So that's why I take the win any way I can get them. And the other thing, guys, about Arizona, suppose we had been like them, guys. With this loss, it is the third loss in a row that they've had on the final play of the game.
Oh.
That's the first time in NFL history that's happened. And what if the Titans had lost 3 in a row like that? I mean, guys, it all goes back to perspective and the way you have to look at things. Guys, y'all take care, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Eric.
Brother.
Appreciate it.
He's right.
Yeah, he's right. And look, this text line is all over the place.
Yeah, so I'll do it real quick. So when he dropped the ball, a friend of mine that's a coach texted me and says, that happens in 7-on-7 all the time. And I was like, what?
Yep.
He's like, guys dropping the ball across the end zone. He goes, that's a generational thing that's happening now. Never happened before, but these kids get out here in 7-on-7s, they score touchdowns, and they drop the ball. He goes, it happens all the time. They drop the ball before the end zone. The Colts receiver did it last week. The Cardinals running back did it now. It's a problem. It's a massive problem, the coach said, in 7-on-7s. These kids do it all the time. They're too busy, ready to celebrate and everything. That is a nonsense, just completely nonsense. And I'm with you, Chase. That guy's ass needs to be gone. And they asked the Cardinals coach afterwards. He's like, he
was pissed, and he should have been
He
pissed.
did not want to bury that guy at the press conference.
Right.
And I get that. But man, I mean, that's a problem. That's a big time problem. And coaches, I'm told, have to tell guys all the time, cross the finish line, keep the ball. And you got to tell guys to do that, that's a problem.
615-737-1025.
So I'm guessing the interception. So Cam had one interception. That interception that they caught and fumbled, that's interception for Cam, right? That's on his stat.
Yeah, that's
okay.
it, yeah.
All right.
A win is a win for the record book, but 1 quarter isn't enough to say they improved. We'll see next week. Completely agree. Brian, I get people are saying the Cards gave the game away, but there was excitement at the end of the game. As a fan, it was great to feel that yesterday. It's been way too long. The team also seemed to have a spark after that stupid fumble that's been missing. Now, hopefully they can build on it. I completely agree. That last drive, because I texted you guys and I said, they're going to F around and win this game.
Yep, you sure did.
Like, and I didn't say, I said another word,
You
but,
sure
but they're going to F around and win this game.
Right.
And that last drive, I'm sitting there the whole time, and I actually believed it. Like, I'm like, they're going to win this game.
Yeah, right.
They are literally going to win. Like, they're going to drive down the field and win the game. And he threw one pass on that drive where I was like, "What are you doing, Cam? Stop!" And then he made up for it.
Yep.
And they were dinking and dunking for a second. I was like, "All right, you're being too conservative. Like, you're in a rhythm now. You got to take a shot downfield." And they do, and Ridley makes the play you paid him to make.
That's right.
And so it's just like,
but think about what you
said. Can they put that all together?
They're going to screw around and win the game.
Yeah.
That sums up the Titans in 2025.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
And they did.
And like at the beginning of the season, I thought there would be a few of those. And then watching the first 4 games, I'm like, I don't think they're even that lucky. And somehow they did it. But how much can this be a jumping off point? Can it be a jumping off point?
Well, that's the beauty. We get to see Sunday whether or not it does. Because I'm telling you, going to practice is a whole lot better after a win than it is like, good Lord, I can't believe the coach is still here. I can't believe that guy's still here. We suck. We lost. Now it feels good.
I have an analogy I was going to use, but I'd probably get in trouble for it. But 615-737-1025, as 8979 or Craig says, a dub is a dub, but that was ugly. There's been some Saturday nights like that.
That's right.
But
holy cow, family show.
It is what it is. It's Chase and Big Joe here on this Monday, 102.5 The Game.
seemed to have trouble dialing in for a good share of the game, and obviously when you guys took over, he found it.
Yeah.
What was the difference?
I think he just had some struggles early, and fought his way through it, which I think is what you have to do as a quarterback in this league. Is not every quarter is going to go your way, and every half's going to go your way. And he just got reminded at halftime, just put your eyes where they're supposed to be and make the throws, and that's what he did in the second half. And that was he worked his way out of a particularly slow start of the game and made the plays when we needed it.
That was Brian Callahan after the win yesterday, 615-737-1025. Cam Ward, his day, 21 of 39, 265, and an interception. And look, it was a bad pick. It was what it was, but it turned into a good play.
But just think about it. I mean, how does he fumble that and go to the ground?
I don't know.
And then
I thought it was incomplete.
Then the guy walks up and he just like kicks it. That's and then that goes what's it? Lockett just falls on it. Yeah. And there was another Cardinal guy in the end zone who had it for a second, and the Lockett took it. And when he did, we were all not to say it again, we're all in the emergency room, and everybody's watching, and everybody's like, "That's a touchdown!" And it was. They're like, "Holy cow!"
So, okay, Music City Bets. I know you're listening right now. So, explain this to me.
That guy.
If you had Tyler Lockett as an anytime touchdown scorer, because on the stat sheet, it does not. It's not a receiving touchdown. I mean, it counts, right? Because he jumped on it.
But is there a discernment in receiving or rushing touchdown?
Yeah. But I mean, for him, it's not even listed under rushing. It's listed it's just fumbles recovered.
Okay, that's what it is. Fumble to recover in the end zone, touchdown.
Would it not go down as a defensive recovery? Because at that point, they'd be considered the defensive team.
That's a great question.
God, now you're confusing me completely.
Is it defense respect? Yeah, because again, he's got you're right. Under Titans defense, it lists Lockett
Dr. Crane
with a touchdown.
Brian Callahan 0, Nick Frazier 1.
Then that's awesome. So if you were betting,
Ricky says it does count as an anytime touchdown. So if you have the Titans defense, do you win the bet too?
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you, go even a little farther. Who scored the first touchdown for the Titans yesterday? Was it Lockett?
No, Pollard.
Oh, Pollard. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if you had Lockett, first touchdown.
Pollard ran
anytime touchdown. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right. So Lockett could have got the trifecta right there. But no, that's great. Yeah, you're exactly right. So that is a defensive touchdown.
That's wild.
But watch that play again.
I've watched it 8 times.
You can watch it play a million times. That's never going to happen again. That's insane. How it all bounced around. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage.
So you could have thank you, Music City Bets. You at Music City Bets on Twitter. If you had a defensive Titan score and a defensive touchdown, you won, and Lockett, you won.
Woo! That's why they call it gambling.
That is something. And by the way, a few people have texted in and asked if I did partake on the live money line. The answer to that question is yes.
Explain that, please.
They were when I think it was right after Pollard scored. I was kind of like, this has a weird feeling to it. And they were like plus 1,600, I think, on the money line. So I threw a little something on it.
A little something?
Threw a little something on it.
What was it our friend at Circa that said the live in-game
that's where
is now become like massively huge. And then we'll see our friend this weekend. Maybe.
We will see our friend this weekend. We will. For Friday, we will be doing the show at Stadium Swim at Circa in downtown Las Vegas, getting ready for Titans and Raiders.
That's the whole thing is, not to go back to it, when I got hit, I'm thinking, I'm going to Vegas. If they got to fly me out there to body cast and Chase and Music City Bets got to push me around for 3 days, I'm going to Vegas.
I was like, is your head okay? Because you can't fly.
Right.
I'm like, great. He's gonna push it and tell me, like, I'm gonna look over and he's like having a seizure.
I'm good. No, yeah. So
I can see Joe right now in the airport in a wheelchair, and Chase is just wheeling him down the aisle.
Right. Oh yeah, we'll get this on our flight quicker. But I'm telling you,
actually, that's a good idea.
Right. But I'm telling you, watching that game in an emergency room with so many people, like watching that was, I mean, I'm down at the people yesterday, man. That was kind of fun. And there are a lot of Titans fans out there, man. So shout out to.
So they had it on so you could watch it in the emergency room.
Yeah, we're all in there watching at the same time.
Excuse me, so we're trying to get your vital situation. I don't care. The Titans are winning.
Oh, there was a lot of screaming, especially when he fumbled the ball going to the end zone. But that's not a touchdown. That's not a touchdown. And he did the replay, and we're all arguing. And I'm texting with Chase and Music City Bats. We're like, he didn't score. I'm like, maybe. But remember, it's the ball.
The ball has to cross,
not
the
your
plane.
foot. And I was like, that's not a touchdown.
The ball. Remember, who was it that used to say, and it's technically true, but it's also technically not true, that the plane basically goes across the world. And if the ball breaks the plane before any part of you, it's a touchdown.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's what has to happen. And that's why I don't understand why stuff like that still happens in pro football.
Crazy.
Like, if it's me, number one, he was holding all loosey-goosey too. You're right. 2 more steps, Snead's punching that thing out. He's holding all loosey-goosey. And my thing is, I'm holding it right here on my chest, like all the way, like you are not getting this football.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not dropping it until I look down and see red.
Well, it's funny. The great run Eddie George in the playoffs versus the Colts, when he's watching the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
And seeing guys behind him. He knew somebody was behind him. He had to. I don't understand how you drop the ball. I don't understand that.
I don't get it.
That's twice in 2 weeks.
Like, I've had players tell me that, like, it's like they are so cognizant of it that your brain tricks you that the ground feels different when you cross over the goal line. like even though it doesn't,
right.
but it's just like, you just know, you mentally know, you have the field in your head,
right?
And it's like, when you've gotten it.
Now, they can't do this because the NFLPA will be all pissed off, but I'd bench him for a game. I'd say, you're out this game. You're out. You're done.
Well, they can. I mean, they can.
You're done. I think they'll come up. I think you got to suspend for a reason. Don't you have to do? You have to suspend.
The Vikings did it with Jordan Addison in the first quarter. It came down to a coaching decision.
Well, but he broke curfew.
Yeah.
So he did break a rule.
This is just nothing.
You can't. Unfortunately, I think we'd be in a better place as a society if we did this. You can't punish somebody for being a dumbass.
God, can you imagine what our jails? We'd be in jail.
We'd miss half our shows.
Right. Just say what's 2 + 2. You have 18 different answers.
You're right. Yeah.
Remember, 2 + 2 is 7. Never forget that. Never ever forget that. But again, this team went out there. They got to one in the desert. I was before that. I'm thinking, all right, it's 28-6. It's over. It's 28-6. They look terrible, and then sometimes it clicks. And they scored 16 points in the fourth quarter, won the game. That's where I'm giving credit today. I'm not worried about the Raiders, Vrabel, on down the line. They had to answer the bell in the fourth quarter, and yesterday they did. That's what I'm focusing on today. And we've been hard on Callahan, this football team. And I've been number 1 on Ridley. I'll give you due. He came up huge yesterday, and that was a massive catch to get that. And help win the game. So good for him.
As we go to the break, 20 seconds, little major piece of hockey news. Connor McDavid has signed a 2-year contract extension with Edmonton, yearly average of $12.5 million. Clearly a bridge deal. They got 3 years to win the cup.
Didn't your boy Evangelista do something this weekend?
He signed Luke Evangelista signed a 2-year contract worth $3 million a year. He's back with the Predators.
So that's good.
Yeah.
We hope it's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's good he signed.
Disappointed.
It's good he signed. I think it was one of those, let's just get this done. Like, this has gone on long enough.
Can he help the team?
Yeah.
Okay.
He needs to earn it. And I think he's a good enough kid and good enough player that he can.
All right. Good enough for me.
I think, if you're asking an honest opinion, thought it was a little bit more than I wanted, but it ain't my money. So
it is not your money.
But
does he take a spot from anybody else? Does somebody else not make the
he's gonna but he should.
Okay.
But the McDavid one is interesting because basically he's like, hey, I want to win one here for Edmonton before I figure out what's next for me. So I'm gonna sign this bridge deal. We got to go win it. So they basically have 3 years to go win the cup.
Did they make it last year?
Yeah, they've been
2 or 3.
Yeah, the last 2 cup finals have been Florida and Edmonton.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they got to, but now they got to win it.
Okay.
So they have that opportunity. 615-737-1025. Chasing Big Joe on this Monday. We continue the Titans discussion. What do you think next? 1025 the game.
A relief for you and the staff, the coaching staff, because you guys work here right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's for us just to be able to see our team come through and play that way and play with that kind of resilience and that kind of effort and make the plays needed to win the game is huge for us. You know, it's just like every loss. It's still one game. You know, it's still one game, and we got a lot of games left to play. But very, very proud of our staff. Very, very proud of the way that they've responded in the face of some adversity over the course of the early part of the season, and excited for what's to come. So we just keep trying to stack and keep moving forward. And you know, again, one win is one win, one loss is one loss, and we try to go out and win next week.
Chasing Big Joe, 1025 the game. That was Brian Callahan yesterday. Titans win 22-21 in Arizona.
I do. I think a question that I want to hear from everybody talk about is the hot seat cooled?
No.
Is the hot seat cool? I think it has. Why do I think that?
I
don't know.
I think that I think it had cooled because I don't think she was ever going to fire him midseason. She don't want to pay an interim. Like, because it's already in her mind, I'm paying 2 GMs not to work here, and now I'm going to have to pay a head coach not to work here.
I get that. I get all of that.
Like,
but the
so-
fact is, you don't think it's cooled a tad bit after what you saw in the fourth quarter? Am I wrong on this? What does Jakey maybe think? No, seriously. What I think the fact that they got that and the way they won in that fourth quarter is the way we needed to see them play all year long. Desperate. Backs against the wall, take advantage of mistakes. God knows they've made a lot of mistakes, but now this is all like uncharted. We're like paddling out to the middle of the lake, like, well, we've never been here before. Well, that's kind of like with the Titans the same way. Uncharted territories talking about positivity and a win today. I get you could argue and say the Cardinals handed it to them, but if I hand you something and you don't take advantage of it, then you're not any good. You don't take advantage of what I handed to you. They handed you the game. You took advantage of it and won. That's what a good football team does. Now, are they a good football team? No. But in the fourth quarter, they were damn good yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, they figured it out. They
did figure it out.
They found a way. Because here's the other thing. Denver tried to do the same thing in week 1. They tried to give the game over, and the Titans were like, what? No.
Yeah. Great point.
So
exactly.
They finally recognized what was happening and figured out how to put it all together.
Exactly. Thank you.
So Jake thinks it bought him some time for a couple of weeks.
Jakey, baby.
They came back,
Our
right?
main guy.
They didn't stay out there.
Yeah, they came back.
Yeah. So I wonder. I
wonder. I think so.
Yeah. Well, his press conference is at the facility.
Okay.
So yeah. So they came back So I wonder if at one point the original plan was to stay out there, and things started off so bad that they decided that they would come back.
I don't know, but that itinerary came out a few days ago.
Yeah. But I would actually love for somebody to ask today, was there ever a discussion of staying out west and then going to Vegas?
Because they've done it before.
Or if the plan was always coming back here.
They've always done that before. That's the thing. So that's why I got that. What they've done in years past have gone back.
0862 says, I wonder if Brian will show up to his press conference on time. Probably not.
You know what he needs to do today? What's that episode where Kramer's walking down the street like a pimp? With the big hat and the chain and the fur coat?
Yes.
That's how, Dr. Crane, you got mad Photoshop abilities. Put Callahan's face on Kramer walking in today, and just instead of standing at the podium, there's a big-ass chair, like a king's chair. He just sits
He has the cane, and he goes and he just like beats cars through the head with it or something.
Have him removed out of here.
Wes in Clarksville said Titans didn't win the game because of Callie. Well, no.
But look, there's not a category for bonehead coach wins. It's wins and losses. I can tell you a Titans game from 2006. Remember when the Titans beat the Giants in 2006? Do you remember that game?
Yeah.
They were down 21-0. They
were
out
Vince, right?
And won 24-20.
Yeah.
When I look at the standings on that schedule from 2006, it doesn't say they rallied 21 down to 1. It says they won. They won the game. Now,
did Vince hit Drew?
No.
Who was it that Vince?
Was it?
Or he ran one in.
He ran one in. 09 when he hit Brent in the back of the end zone versus the Cardinals.
That was Arizona, yeah.
The 99-yard drive. Touchdown.
Am I correct in saying until yesterday, I think that was the last time they beat the Cardinals?
Yeah, they played in 21.
Lost. That was when Lawan got
eaten alive.
Looked like a rag.
Was it Whitney Merciless that just I forget who it was for the Cardinals. 17 out there, they got beat.
So they haven't beaten the Cardinals since 09 until yesterday.
I think so, yeah. Do you remember that 09 game when Chris Johnson took the sweep and went 90?
Yeah.
And he barely outran Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie?
Yep.
And I'll tell you real funny, when they crossed the finish line, Cromartie's right behind him. There were not players within 30 yards of him because those guys were so fast. But again, the stat line, you go back, like it just says they won the game. They won the game. They won the game yesterday. Congratulations. Now can you take the success and go forward?
Matt says, I think them getting it together was a fluke because of what Arizona did. Let's see what happens next week. Look, I'm not going to argue with people feeling the way they want to feel. Jack wants to weigh in on Callahan being on the hot seat. Hello, Jack.
Afternoon, fellas. Well, thank goodness we still got a big Joe Dubin and not a bent Joe Dubin.
Like the doctor said, sometimes being a big fat guy helps when the airbag explodes right in your chest. So praise the Lord.
Well, I'm so glad you made it through it, brother.
Thank you.
Thinking about Callahan, I mean, who knows what they're going to do, decide behind closed doors. But two things occur to me. If you ditch somebody right now and bring in an interim or whoever the next head coach is going to be, you can't hire a staff this time of year.
Correct.
Everybody's always working. And with the merry-go-round this place has been, how many guys are going to want to just kind of pass on it?
Here's where I'll stop you, Jack. There are only 32 of these jobs in the world. You ask any football coach in America if you want to be head coach of a NFL team, you'll get 0 no's. You ask me to be a head coach of an NFL team, I'm taking that. You can, because you think you can go in, Jack, and you can work with the ownership. You can change their mind and be successful and all that stuff. That's fine. But, man, nobody's going to turn this job down. I'm telling you, if it comes open, because it's an NFL head coaching job.
Well, I will go with your expertise, but I still think there's a couple of guys would probably be a little gun shy, but what do I know?
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate the call.
You know you're Jack. That's all that matters.
Well, I think to his point, if you're a Mike McCarthy, you're going to have pretty much your pick of the open jobs. You know, John Gruden, I won't say that because of, some of the other stuff, but if John does want, I think he's going college. I think he's going clean slate and going to go college.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I
But
think.
he doesn't have to do anything.
Right.
I mean, he's living the high life right now. But am I wrong that nobody wants this job? I mean, come on.
No, there are people that want this job.
Absolutely they want this job.
Because it's a job.
Yeah.
It is a head coaching job in the National Football League. And here's the other thing, and we've talked about this before. Coaches, and you know this because you're friends with a lot of them, so am I. They all have egos. Mm-hmm. So they all think, you know what? I'm the one that can
I can work with her.
She'll listen to me.
Yep.
I'll go in there and I'll make Cam Ward a MVP.
Yep.
So there is that.
Also, when you're the OC at some team and you're making $700,000 and they say, hey, we're going to start you at $4 million. Okay. I'll see you. I'll even get my own moving van. I'll see you soon when I get there. No, they will. But, now I do think the hot seat is cooled just a little bit. And if they win on Sunday, even more, on and on and on. But if they go out Sunday to a bad Raiders team and get beat 49-0, I think this got him time to the bye week.
Maybe. You might be right there.
Because now you're not 0-9 at the bye week.
But I still don't think she wants to fire him in season. I think it's just kind of like, let's just get to the end of the season and then them fire.
But do you think that matters when she's worth billions?
It doesn't. But at the same time, like, I mean, I don't know if there's like harm or not. I don't know. It's
great. I mean, I'm not in that world.
What is it really we know what this team is.
Yeah.
What is it really going to do if you put an interim in knowing that he's probably not going to get the job? Do you okay, answer this when we come back.
All right.
Do you want Mike McCoy to be the full-time head coach of the Titans even beyond this year?
No.
There you go.
No. But again, I don't want dead man walking.
Sure.
Especially in November and December.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
We'll see.
Basically. 615-737-1025. Continue to discuss the Titans and much more coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday. Titans win. So much to talk about with that. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line. Driven by WilsonCountyHoney.com. By the way, the SEC has announced that the third Saturday in October, Tennessee, Alabama, will be a 6:30 game on ABC. That's on the 18th, I think.
I like it a lot. Be a big game. If Tennessee can handle, I think Alabama's off this week. If Tennessee knocks off Arkansas, then that'll be a big game next week down in probably 2 top 10 teams down in Tuscaloosa. Alabama. Oh, where's my spotter? Let me bring my spotter with me.
615-737-1025. Dylan wants to talk Cam Ward. Dylan, what's up?
How you guys doing?
Good.
I listen to you guys as much as I can in the morning. I'm a Miami native working here in Nashville. I did part of the new stadium. Just want to talk about the Miami kid. I think you guys should feel pretty good about having him. They put him in a couple bad spots, airing him out long distance. They should probably keep him a little tighter, and may not be a bad idea to let him run it every once in a while.
All right, well, we said that. And don't go anywhere. Hold on, Dylan. Yeah, we've said that. Get him out of the pocket because they're not protecting him well. When you saw him at Miami, he did it at Washington State. When he's out of the pocket and kind of improvising, but within the parameters of a playbook, he's great, man. He is really, really good. So anytime he could run and make it easy on him with nice passes, I think he can go all day long with that. So I agree with you, man.
Yeah, and you know, as far as airing him out too often during the game, making him throw 40-plus yards in a single throw is not necessarily proving anything. It's keeping him in the pocket and making him look too far downfield. In this day and age, you're getting attacked from all angles, especially when you don't have a good line.
Well, I'm with you, man. So listen, you followed him at Miami?
Yes, sir. I'm a Miami native. I've been there for 30 years, traveling here to do the stadium. Listen to you gentlemen as much as I can to get my edge on the locals here, and just wanted to give a little fire to the locals and say, don't count them out yet.
You're a good man.
Get a little going.
All right.
Yes, sir. I'm a Miami man.
Love it. Dylan, thank you, brother.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate you.
Yeah, go Titans, man. Go Titans this year.
Thank you. Appreciate the call.
You know, it's funny. We've heard like the guy at the Omni that works the front door. I mean, everybody that's like this guy talking about Cam Ward's like, believe in this guy. We saw it at Miami. Like, believe in this guy. You won't hear a Miami fan saying one bad thing about him. And that's Dylan's a prime example.
I believe in him. I think he's talented. You know, he's a good athlete. I just think there's obviously some things he's going to have to clean up. And I think that just comes with time. I think too many times we believe that a player should come into the NFL and be Patrick Mahomes right away.
Right.
And it doesn't work that way. Prime example. Look at the reigning NFL MVP. His first year, there were people like, "Oh, this is a terrible pick. He's a bust.
I don't even know
He's
who that
awful."
is.
Josh Allen.
Oh, Josh Allen. Yeah. Yeah.
He was awful. You know, like he was terrible.
Well,
get him out of here.
Well, Josh Allen last night thought that he could Josh Allen his way down the field and did until
I'm just saying there's that team up there in New England might be pretty good. Do I think they're a Super Bowl contender? No, but do I think there's a lot of former Titans on that team, by the way. Dr. Gibby, because Vrabel gave him that nickname.
Yep.
Jack Gibbons, Robert Spillane on there.
Landry.
Feel like there's some others too, but I mean they got a quarterback. As Tim Hasselbeck told us, they got a quarterback.
Right. There was one play last night where Josh Allen got put on, not Josh Allen, but Drake May got put on his butt, and they're like, "Look at Daquan Jones." I was like, "That guy's still in the league."
Yeah,
and he's with the
with the Bills.
Yeah, right. So yeah, but they'll be putting that talk next week. I'm excited to announce later in the week that the Friday before the Patriots game, we're going to be a pretty cool place in town doing the Chasing Big Joe show, and I'm so excited to tell you guys about that. We'll have more information later in the week, but that's going to be a fun weekend. And Dr. Crane's is telling us that that Saturday, the 18th, Vandy LSU. You got, what are you doing?
NSC Miami.
With
Miami. Lionel Messi's in town, yes.
Yeah, you just don't throw it out there like Miami's coming.
Sorry, it's a normal thing.
And then Vrabel on. So at one point on Saturday, we're going to have Brian Kelly, Mike Vrabel, and Lionel Messi in our town at the same time.
Don't do dumb that hurt the team.
Thank you, Mike. Do we think that Mike is going to go to some of his old places that he like to hang out at?
No, absolutely not. Did you hear Collinsworth just raving about him last night? I mean,
well, that's Collinsworth.
Yeah, he's like, this guy is a former player.
Here's a guy.
Yeah, they love playing for him. He's been what they're going through. He knows what they're going through. They can relate to that. I'm like, yeah, we had the same thing here in Nashville there, Chris, for a while. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, look, it is what it is. But now they got to take care of, let's see what they do against the Raiders. Let's see. Who's New England have?
They're 3-2, looking pretty good.
Yeah. They may be off. No, they got the Saints. So
they're off.
So they're off.
I don't know. Saints got to win this past weekend.
They did. They're in New Orleans, and then they come here.
What's the one you had yesterday, Dr. Crane, about Spencer Rattler for the Saints?
Oh, rat poison.
Rat poison, yeah. Well, like Catch the Hiss, which that was the Nashville Venoms thing, and he had rat poison with Spencer Rattler. God, they're terrible.
Infecting defenses.
That's pretty good, actually. That's
Where you at, Jake Wallman?
Good. What?
Where's Jake Wallman at? He's the pest guy.
Oh,
the rats.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I'm looking at because now I'm just curious. I'm looking at the Patriots roster to find former Titans.
So we know Gibbons, Landry, Spillane. That's 3.
All right. Here's Gibbons. That's 1. Landry's 2. Spillane's 3. Was Will Campbell?
It sounds like a name, but I don't think he was. That name sounds very familiar.
He's an offensive tackle.
He was the LSU draft pick, wasn't he?
Oh, was he?
Campbell? Yeah. Left tackle.
Yeah, that's right. Duh.
For the Patriots.
That's why he sounds familiar.
I have Micah Bernard, running back, signed with the Titans in 25. And then
Josh Dobbs.
Yep.
Dobbs is the backup.
That's
so that's
5.
1. Antonio Gibson from Memphis?
I don't know.
No, maybe not. So there's 5. You say 5.
There's also Philip
Austin Hooper?
Yep, Austin Hooper.
Yep.
Is he? Wow, okay. There's 6.
Who was the other one?
Philip Bliddy, Blidi, defensive lineman, signed with the Titans in 25 of August and was waived.
Yeah.
And then Isaiah Iton, defensive tackle.
All right. I'm looking at the practice squad.
But were they here when Vrabel was here?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Is
Ex-Vrabel guys. Then you could look at the coaching staff. I see Todd Downing.
They just signed Andrew Rupchich.
Did they?
Yeah, he's on the practice squad.
Keep it going. I saw Todd Downing right on the sidelines last night, and he a coach.
Yeah, he's on the. They got a ton of coaches.
Yeah, which is fine. He should have.
Thomas Brown, was he here? He may be like the only one. Doug Marone's on that staff. He's the offensive line coach.
He is. That's Boots Donnelly's
Jason Howtailing was here.
Yep.
I think Robert Kugler was here. Todd Downing coaches receivers. Tony Dews running backs. Terrell Williams. I think Scott Booker was here. There's several.
Tony Dews.
Ben McAdoo is a assistant.
Wasn't that the former Giants coach?
Yeah.
That benched Eli Manning and everybody got mad about that?
Yep. Tom Quinn, who was the special teams coach when he finally fired what's his name?
Hawkerman?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's not forget Ryan Cowden.
Ryan Cowden. What's he do now?
He's GM.
He's the GM.
Oh.
Then John Stryker is like whatever he is. Vice President of Football Operations and Strategy.
Stretch. We'll talk to Stretch after the game.
Frank Pirano, he was on the staff.
Oh, Frank Pirano's a good New York cop name.
He looks like a New York cop.
Damn it, Pirano, get in here. That should have all that. But that'll be the thing. Look, if you go out and beat the Raiders, you're sitting there at 2-4, got a lot of momentum. I think the crowd has now swung a little bit in your favor. I've told a lot of Patriot fans are coming to town that weekend.
Oh yeah,
a lot next weekend.
By the way, Bama plays Mizzou this week.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
They're not off?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad, man.
615-737-1025. We'll get more of your calls and texts on the Titans. They win. It doesn't have to be pretty. A win is a win. We'll talk more about that next here on Chasing Big Joe 1025 The Game.
on the verge of an 11-game win streak would have been the worst in Titans history. How much of a relief is it for
A losing streak.
losing streak? Yeah, I'm thinking about
Thank you. I don't think about those things. You know, we just same thing we preach to the team. Our goal this entire week, and it's cliche and coach speak and all that, but it's how you have to work when you're in these situations. Is you're just trying to go 1-0. That's all we're worried about. And you go 1-0 each week, and you keep trying to fight, keep trying to find your way into it. You don't worry about all that stuff. Half these guys weren't even here last year, so it doesn't count on them. And you just try to focus on. You just narrow your focus, and you don't listen to the outside stuff. You don't worry about what's happened previously. You just push forward. That guys do a great job of they just keep swinging, and we're gonna, certainly isn't the end of the season by any stretch. We got a lot of football left to play, and we're gonna keep doing that.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Monday, taking your reaction to the Titans. We'll get into some other things here in just a second, but John McClain will join us at 2:00, and then Brian Callahan will speak at 2:30. Real quick, Kenny the mailman wants to weigh in. What's up, Kenny? How you
Hello,
doing?
good friends. Joe, I am so thankful and grateful that you are not injured Sunday. That means a whole lot to us. But I do have to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Were you sitting at one of those long red lights and admitted you'd do anything to get around?
No, sir. No, I'm all good in this one. Now I'm all good. I had my seatbelt on, had my turn signal on. I was all good. So, but thank you.
I had to admit the other day you admitted you would do a 360, 180 side by side to get around one. So I had to ask.
That's a good question. No, we're good though, but thank you.
Listen, when I like watching a game by myself and I chart offense, I try to keep up, see the flow and everything. With 19 minutes to go in this game, how much offense, give me the yardage the Titans had with 19 minutes to go in an NFL game?
56.
Yeah. What do you say, Chase?
That's probably a good guess. 60?
They were at 99 yards. And
Oh, wow.
There was no segment that they had attacked well. It was just happenstance, a little here, a little there. And you just go, yeah, I'm glad we won, but there's no pattern or anything you count on. And I don't know anything at all about kicking. I wish y'all could talk to someone that's a kicker, because most right-footed soccer kickers will hook a ball. He hit one so bad, the extra point almost went sideways more than toward the goal. I mean, literally.
It's like one of Chase's drives off the tee.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he was on the left hash mark as far over as you could go. Another 3 yards, and he would have missed the field goal.
Yes. Yep. You're exactly right. I actually thought he did when it left his foot from the angle. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was like, okay, we're good.
I wish I could, because you never get good kicking analysis. Nobody knows what to say. I'd like to know what that rightness, how that happens and everything. Listen, y'all have a great day.
Appreciate you, Bubba. Thank you.
Thanks, Kenny. Appreciate you. 615-737-1025. Lance wants to weigh in. Lance, what's up?
Thank you for taking my call. Yesterday afternoon you saw Lucky, and last night you saw Good. I sure wish we had Good back. That team that he's got now, Brable, they remind me a lot of the Cowboys back in the early 90s when they were building towards getting where they're going to win those Super Bowls. And if you look at their team and the players, they draft good. Their whole left side of their line.
Yeah. Lance, you're cutting in.
Anything like that.
We'll let you run on that, Lance. You're cutting in and out. But, yeah, I mean, look, they got a good team. They still got some holes, but they're obviously a lot further along in the rebuild because Drake May is now in year, what is this, 3?
2.
Yes, for him. I think Josh McDaniels is one of the worst head coaches in the history of the NFL. He's one of the best offensive coordinators even with Brady, but I think he's pretty good. And so I think working with him and Drake May,
yeah,
you're seeing the development there.
You have, and those guys are going to play hard for Vrabel. You understand all that. And if they beat the Saints on Sunday, they're rolling here at 4-2, feeling pretty good about themselves. And man, Titans get that win against Vegas. They're 2-4 and feeling good about themselves and come back home. And I mean, there's a lot of emotions are going to be at that. I know when Fisher came back, it was a preseason game, like 2013 or 14 and all that. But I don't think Fisher ever came back in a real game, did he? I don't think he did with the Rams. I don't think they played. I think the game was played in St. Louis.
I think it. Yeah, I don't.
I think in 2013 they played in St. Louis, and then they can't. 2017 he was fired when they played.
You may be.
I just don't remember him coming back here to coach.
You might be right.
So this will be the first time a former coach has come back as a head coach, leading another team in. I do remember they played 2013 up.
Yeah,
in
they
St.
played.
Louis.
They were in St. Louis, and then they wouldn't have played until what, 16?
9, 13, 17, 21, 25. They usually play. That's how the rotation set up with the NFC West. But then they might play games.
Yeah, you're right. So he never came back.
Okay. So it's the first time a former head coach comes back leading another team into Nissan Stadium. I still say you don't give him a tribute video.
I don't know.
Why give the other team a chance to choose?
Well, but here's my thing.
He's coming to town to beat you.
Right. I think we've gotten too carried away with tribute videos, just in general. Like Jeff Fisher, okay. He was the head coach for 16 years. So you do one for him, okay.
He was your first head coach as well.
Steve McNair, they did one for him when he came back against Baltimore.
Okay. I don't mind players. I don't mind players.
Well, I even think sometimes with players, like if a guy was here for 2 years and they give one, I'm like, come on. Like,
you got to be the status of a Derek, Steve, Eddie.
Like, I had no problem when the Predators did one for Laviolette. He got your team to the Stanley Cup final for the first time. Barry Trotz, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's cute.
John Hines, I was like, okay,
being nice.
I mean, that felt like, well, we did it for the other, so we need to do it for you.
Yeah,
that.
Well, that's variable. Do you think they should do a tribute video for you? He's going to say,
probably not.
Probably not.
So, I don't know.
I mean, here's a guy that's the players love to play for him, and he comes and run up the tunnel and he hugs the guys, and he's like, "Great job there." That's what he does because he's been in that tunnel on the other side when the guy runs up.
Is that Collinsworth?
Yeah. See after the game?
Yeah.
They was talking about the players.
Yeah.
I mean, he did that down in Nashville too. The same thing when guy because he's been there. He's played that position.
Is it bad? Like last night, at the beginning of the game, they show him and like same old mannerisms, and it says his record, and then has under it like coach of the Titans from 2016 to
18 to 23,
18 to 23 or whatever. And like I see that, and I'm like, why did they let him go? Like I'm still at that. Like,
what do you? I mean, where's the whole behind the scenes? Like what all?
But I mean, if he like, I can also make the argument that it had run its course too.
Yeah,
it wasn't going to get better.
Yep.
So like, if they had hung on to him, are they still in the mess they're in now? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, it goes back to the defining moment again. I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum on the show, the trade of A.J. Brown in April of 22 and firing of John Robinson later that year in early December. I mean, just it couldn't have gone any worse. And it is. And now it is what it is. Now you're sitting there with Callahan and 1-4, and your Vrabel team is pretty good. But though you go crazy comparing yourself to other people. So just worry about what you got over at Nissan Stadium right now.
That's exactly, yeah. I mean, you're exactly right.
Hell yeah, I am, man.
615-737-1025. We'll continue the Titans talk here in just a bit. But coming up next, it was a tough one Saturday, but it was self-inflicted, I think. And we'll discuss that coming up next.
Okay.
1025, The Game.
All right, welcome back to the Chasing Big Joe show. By the way, if you were lucky enough in your early life to see Steve Perry sing this song with Journey in concert, when those keyboards come in, as one of the most amazing moments I've ever been at a concert, to hear Steve Perry sing Separate Ways by Journey.
It's a
I will
great song.
never forget it. And if you close your eyes, the new guy who does it sounds exactly like Steve Perry doing it. Don't look at the stage and you close your eyes, almost sounds the same. What's up, man?
Oh, not much. I'm back. Real quick, Chris in Clarksville says, no tribute video. It's Vrabel. He is coming in with his arrogant ways to beat our ass. We definitely don't want to say, look, they love me while he's beating our ass. That would be terrible.
I'm with you. Do not give the other team a chance to say, oh, look at our guy here. No. Not in this case. Not in this case.
Here's the thing, too. I like Vrabel as a coach. And I'm sure like he'll say, like, yeah, I enjoyed my time there, but like he doesn't care. He's moved on.
He has moved on.
So
Big
I mean,
time.
he's gonna get asked about it, and like, I'm sure like he'll, when he does the post, especially if they win, like if he sees people he knows in the post game press conference, like, hey, good to see you, all that stuff. But he doesn't care.
No,
he is, and he shouldn't. Like he is the Patriots coach now.
He has moved on. By the way, we talked yesterday about Chiefs fatigue. Do you know they're on Sunday Night Football coming up this week? They're playing tonight.
Yeah, they're on Monday Night Football.
And they're playing Sunday Night Football. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely. I hope Jacksonville pounds their faces in tonight because I'm sick of seeing them. Jacksonville could be 4-1 after tonight. The Colts and Jags at 4-1.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the Ravens at 1-4.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Do you trade Derrick Henry at the deadline?
Oh God, here we go. Back to the Titans. They got a lot of momentum.
No, I mean, you trade him to. I mean, who needs a running back?
No,
Cowboys.
No, Cowboys look good yesterday versus
the Cowboys. Figuring it out.
Nah, you don't do that. You don't do that.
I mean, didn't he sign an extension? Like he's basically, I think, set up to end his career in Baltimore.
Yeah. I mean, he's got about 2 years left. He's good.
Yeah.
To get all of there and make it happen. Speaking of his former college team,
Alabama. I was like,
I'm back on my Alabama wins the national championship.
You might be onto something.
Defense is just defense.
Here's the thing. Two comments on this. You take away that fumble and that pick, we could be having a different conversation. Those are self-inflicted wounds that Vanderbilt had. Vanderbilt, in my mind, played well enough outside of those plays to at least have a chance to win that game.
Especially in the first half.
Yeah, especially in the first half. I'm not going to say they played, full on well enough to win, because I think you saw like, hey, Vandy's good. Bama was better than you that day.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're Diego, this is where like the chirping and all that stuff is great, but you didn't back it up.
No, and that's the thing. And you got to walk the walk, you talk the talk. And if you don't, you know what happens. It's that what happens. But the good news is, as he said after the game, now one loss doesn't define you. You go back, you get the week off, you play LSU. The schedule's brutal down the stretch. Yep. But look, I was impressed the first half. It's 14-14 halftime. Vanderbilt's doing good. They're moving. They're physical with them. Bama's just got more players. They got more guys who make big plays on defense, and that's what happened. And Vanderbilt's offense is not built to go down the field fast. No. It's not built that way. It is a finesse game, methodical, and nobody does it better than Pavia. But when you're behind in that moment, there's no way you're going to win that game.
Also, let me give a betting lesson, if I may, for
don't do it
for you kids out there that, we have some people that want to act like they're betting experts and they're not. That was not a back door cover. That was a front door cover because Bama was the favorite team.
Okay.
And so that last touchdown in the closing seconds was a bad beat for those that had Vanderbilt plus 12.5 because Vandy kicked the front or Bama kicked the front door open and covered the bet.
Okay.
So just saying.
All right. Well done. Thank you for that.
30 to 14. Well, Al Michaels, Brent Musburger.
But what I did like this weekend.
We need to see if Brent's at going to be at Circa on Friday.
Well, I'm sure he will. Just hanging out there like most 80-year-old men do. Listen, the fact that Arch Manning and the Longhorns are imploding, I'm here for all of it.
I'll tell you another one. The fact that Jimmy Frank in Penn State is imploding, I'm here for it.
First time in 40 years that a ranked team has lost to a team that's 0-4.
And guess what? Penn State isn't anymore.
Relevant?
Didn't they? I don't think they're ranked. That's what I'm saying.
No, they got to be in the top.
They're out. They're in the others receiving votes.
Penn
category.
State dropped. They were, what, 9th?
Yeah, they're
and
out.
They dropped out of the top. Are you kidding me?
They're out.
Oh,
Memphis has moved into the top 25.
Oh, we deserve to be in that top 25. We're group of 5. Watch your ass. Man, we're blowing our tail off right now, man. But no, I'm loving the fact that Arch Manning, if he wasn't Arch Manning, there'd be no hype.
Yeah.
And we go back to what Spurrier said last year. Oh, damn, if he's so good, how come Quinn Ewers beat him out?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's right.
He sounds like Ross
here,
Perot.
but here's what we're 5 games, 6 games in, to the season. And usually around now, start of October, is when you figure out who's for real and who's fake. Penn State's fake. They're not for real.
And they got some tough
and they got a tough schedule. It might happen at the end of the year. Because at some point you have to ask yourself,
is it going to get better?
Is it going to get better?
Yep.
Like you gotta trust me, I know that. Like you have to ask yourself, like, is it really going to get better?
Yeah.
Florida State, they're better, but they're not there yet. But I think he's bought himself enough time unless they just completely collapse.
Yeah.
Down the stretch. Texas, frauds. Bama, I think, is pretty darn good. Vandy, I think, is still good, but got humbled.
Yeah, but you still have opportunity to show
you go beat LSU, you're right back in the hunt.
Yep.
Tennessee, I still think is good, but I'm still not sure. Georgia, I think they're fine, but I don't think they're as good as they have been. Like, I don't think Georgia's a national championship team. Now watch me be wrong, but
pretty good little team.
Pretty good. Team that I think is legit is Miami.
Best team money could buy.
What
about A&M?
I think A&M people need to watch out, and the committee seeing it too, because they're 5th. Is Ole Miss? Does he finally have a team that can win?
No.
You think they'll be exposed
because of one thing?
What?
It's Lane Kiffin.
Okay.
He's never. I'm not getting into it. He's never won a big game. He's not starting now.
All right. So say real or fraud or whatever. Okay. Ohio State.
Oh, real.
Miami.
Real.
Oregon.
Very real.
Ole Miss.
Fraud.
A&M.
Real, but with the
Oklahoma.
Real.
Indiana.
Fraud.
Bama.
Real.
Texas Tech.
Fraud.
Georgia.
Real.
And then I'll throw 2 more. LSU.
I think Vandy beats him next week here. Fraud.
Tennessee.
I think they're very real.
Okay.
I mean, remember, Tennessee only lost, but had that game won. You watched it.
Oh, yeah. And then Mississippi State, no offense. I think Mississippi State's a lot better than people give them credit for. So I'll say that. I think Tennessee was playing with their food a little bit.
And I had friends that went to that game in Starkville who said, lifelong Tennessee fans, that was the best environment on the road that ever been a part of, because a lot of Tennessee fans were there, but it was loud and it was fun, and Mississippi State people were going crazy.
Yeah.
So a lot of but Tennessee at the end of the day got the job done.
But do you buy what I'm saying there? Like, it's almost kind of like the smart kid in school that has bad grades because they get bored. Like I can't. Yeah, I don't know. No, I just didn't like school. But like Tennessee, I think was a lot better than they played that day because I think they underestimated Mississippi State.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now they have been humbled in that sense.
I like that. I think State punched them right in the face, and that's
like,
what you
all right, boys. So let's wake up.
Yeah, 100%.
And look, Bama could have done that to Bama. It's just Florida State did that to Bama.
Right. And now, if I'm Tennessee, be wary of a Petrino-led team coming in. Now, I still think you win. I don't think it's easy as you think because all that he's fired coaches left and right in Fayetteville already. Petrino has. So
yeah, because he wants now he's trying to get that job.
Yeah, he's trying to get that job. He's gonna play all the stops on Saturday. You just play your game, you'll be fine.
Would he be like the first in Division I to get fired from 2 places and then get rehired by both of those places at some point in his career?
God, that's a good point.
Did he get fired at Louisville or
I don't
did he just
think he
leave
did.
Louisville?
I don't think he did.
I think you're right.
Because I'm
For
trying
the
to think
Falcons.
of coaches that have been there, then leave, then come back.
Right.
And
Like that's happened. Like Majors did it with Pitt.
He sure did. Shout in, man.
But like, yeah, I don't think he got fired the first. I think he left for the Falcons job.
I think so.
Louisville.
Yeah.
But then he gets, he got fired at Arkansas, and now he's, he was back.
Wait, what job did he leave the Falcons for to go to?
Arkansas.
Okay.
Remember he put notes up in the locker?
Yeah, I talked to Algie Crumpler about that. I said, what was the mood? He's like, we were ready the next day to whip his ass if he showed back up.
Yeah.
And he didn't show back up.
Yeah. 615-737-1025. Clay, what's up?
Boys, how we doing?
We're doing good.
Is it okay? Is it permissible, boys, to talk briefly on the Titans and then to talk about Saturday?
Well, you've been listening, so yeah.
Okay. I mean, sign Callahan up. We won a ball game. No, but they got given the game. I mean, I actually turned on the game, maybe the play before the interception fumble, and if that guy doesn't fumble, the game's over. But I tell you what, you got to give Cam credit. That final drive, I heard y'all mention that he did put that long ball to
Ridley.
Now, see Joe down.
Ridley.
On a blank on the, yeah, and that was a beautiful pass. And I think this kid has kept a positive attitude in the midst of, horror. So I give that kid credit.
Yep, for sure.
But Saturday, boys, I was really, I thought Vanderbilt was the better team in the first half. I thought the momentum swung at when we let them score the tying touchdown, right for half, and they drove pretty quick. Now, Vanderbilt did have a cornerback out, but if there's a weak link to this team, and I'm not saying the secondary isn't good, but that seems to be a little bit of a problem in our secondary. But the disappointing thing to me is, and I'm very happy being 5-1 and at the bye. I mean, we hadn't beaten South Carolina in 16 years, and we destroyed them on the road, and we're still ranked. But I hate to say this, but I give Tim Beck an F for play calling in the second half. And I understand Alabama controlled the line of scrimmage and beat us at the line of scrimmage, whipped us. And that hurts to say that, but I didn't like the play calling in the second half. What'd y'all think?
Well, I'm with you. We'll run on that, Clay. Thanks.
Well, Tim Beck would give you an F for that phone call. So
yeah, I'm with him, though. I do think that
because you knew the game was getting away from
Yeah. I think they started chasing it at that point.
Big time.
And that was the –
But look, for a half, for more than a half, you put a fear in Alabama and like, all right, what's going to happen here? And just Alabama's got more athletes. I thought Clark Lee was right after the game. He's like, we left a lot of plays out there. And he's right. They did do that. But now you pick yourself up, you get a week off, and you focus on LSU, which I think you could beat at home. And then you're right back into it again. So you're good.
Yeah.
It's going to be an unbeaten team is going to be almost impossible for the SEC.
Yeah. And with this format, and it's only going to get worse or harder adding 9 games. But look, what Vandy's doing now is really good because they got to do that so they can stay on the same playing field.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, other schools got to do it too, but they got to be able to reload every year.
Here we are, though. We're going to the middle of October and we're talking about Vanderbilt.
Yeah. And they're still ranked.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. Like, how many times have you seen, Vandy's ranked, and then they lose and then they get kicked out of the top 25?
Plenty.
They drop 2 spots.
It's Alabama, you're next. I mean, that's the deal. I mean, Tennessee and Vandy both in the polls for another week. How rare is that? Because Vandy's hardly ever been in the polls that long and that much. So, yeah, you do it, and then you went down there and you fought. You didn't give up. You fought the whole time. and the score I don't think was indicative of what the effort was during the day. But still, you went down there and put an effort up, and now you play with what you got a week off, and then for Alabama, they got Mizzou's not easy. Do they got to go to Missouri? I think they might have to go to Missouri, and then Tennessee comes there. I think. If
You're
I
saying,
am,
wait,
I
what are
think
you saying?
Alabama goes to Missouri, if I remember correctly.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah, then Tennessee comes next week too.
Yep.
Alabama football.
Coming up next, we're going to move some furniture around a little bit because we have a packed 2:00 hour. So we will do what day is it in celebrity birthdays to end this hour before we get into John McClain, more Titans discussion with him, and Brian Callahan at 2:30. That is all next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Hey guys, Big Joe here. Did you know that September last month was Suicide Prevention Month? But on this show, the Chasing Big Joe show, we're going to talk about it every single day. Unfortunately, we've all been affected by a friend or loved one who has suffered from depression, is no longer with us. And, for the last 2 years on this show, we've been on a mental health mission. We tell you that if you are struggling, please talk to someone. Talking to someone changed my life. And if you're in that dark place, I want you to know that help is around the corner. We are so honored. We've partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care, just a wonderful place right here in Middle Tennessee for you to get well, and it works. Several locations, plus they have telehealth. It's that simple and that easy. Here's what you got to do. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and there you'll see a link to Unity Psychiatric Care. So many have reached out to us in these last 2 years. Now we have a partner that cares about you. And listen, you don't have to go through any of this alone, or you can call 1-888-508-8002. That's 1-888-508-8002. And listen, we tell you all the time how much that we love you and our world's a better place because you are here, and we mean that. Simply go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and you'll see all the information you need for Unity Psychiatric Care. Again, help is just around the corner, and you don't have to go through any of this alone.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday. We'll have John McClain join us here in just a few minutes at 2 o'clock, and also the Titans press conference is scheduled for 2:30. So we figured we'd move things up and get with what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
All right. First on the list, we have Garlic Lovers Day. Shout out to the vampires. They don't like garlic, but, whatever. Come Take It Day is today. So
what? Pardon you?
It says come take it. So whatever that may be, you leave it up to your interpretation.
That's what Brian Callahan did yesterday. He went and took it.
Indeed, he did. Okay. Blue Shirt Day is today. If you're wearing a blue shirt, congrats. Child Health Day is today. Shout out to the children. Day of Unity. So teams that win, like the Titans. Jackie Mayer Rehab Day is today. National Badger Day. Oh, badgers kind of look like skunks.
What about a honey badger?
Like Tyrann Mathieu?
He don't care.
You're right, he doesn't. National Noodle Day. Delicious.
Wait, hold on. Swimming pool noodle?
No, not that noodle. Just pasta noodle.
Okay.
Yep. Like a ramen noodle or something.
Hey, I don't need enough noodle talk. Okay, it's a family show.
All right. National German American Day. Pete Weber, there you go. National Consignment Day is today. National Coaches Day. Brian Callahan. National Orange Wine Day. I believe that's more of the dessert wines, if I'm not mistaken. National PA Day. There's that.
What, like production assistant?
Physician's assistant.
Physician's assistant. Okay, gotcha.
Is it National Max Hers Day?
It is. Yeah, indeed. Right over my left shoulder or right shoulder. Let's see. Today is National Plus Size Appreciation Day.
Thank you.
So shout out to the plus size people.
Thank you very much.
World Architecture Day is today, and World Habitat Day.
Do you know what the most stunning piece of architecture in the world is?
Plus size models.
Yourself.
I had to say, I'm one piece of art.
You are. Architecture. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. You got to get these within 2. My computer's trying to be like the Arizona Cardinals and not want to give full effort here in the fourth quarter of this radio show. All right, our first celebrity birthday of the day is, how old is, actress Elizabeth Shue from Cocktail, and she was in Adventures in Babysitting. And
does she have a brother? Andrew Shue?
Yep. He's a really big shoe.
58.
54.
62. Nice. Dang. You guys are both off on that. And let my computer reboot here. We're doing well today. How are we? Oh, man. The computer just giving it away. All right. On down here. All right. How old is? Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is.
Don't know who you are.
Good. They shouldn't. Singer and influencer Addison Rae.
Who goes first?
Chase, you go first.
32.
27.
25. Dr. Crane knows his influencers. Dr. Crane, you go first. Lead singer of REO Speedwagon, Kevin Cronin.
62.
72.
74. Chase tied at 1-1. Let's see here. The lead singer of Little Texas. Chase, you go first. Tim Rushlow. He's no longer with them, but Tim Rushlow.
63.
67.
59. How old is singer? I think she's from Nashville, Gallatin, maybe. Melinda Doolittle was on American Idol.
I think you're right, actually. 52.
44.
48 on that. Okay, let's go over to the sports birthday. We're tied 1-1. Dr. Crane, Tony Dungy.
77. Oh, what'd you say there, Max? Go ahead.
75.
71.
70. Job, Max, for not getting it right. Chase up 2-1. One of my favorite. Okay, Dr. Crane, you go now. One of my all-time favorite baseball players, Dennis Oil Can Boyd, pitcher from the Red Sox in the 80s and 90s. Great pitcher.
63.
64.
66. Chase is up 3-1. Max 0 for 2. Chase, you go first. Former Texas Ranger outfielder Ruben Sierra.
58.
59.
60 on the board, Max. 3-2. Chase over Nick. Dr. Crane, you go first. Rebecca Lobo. You're a big basketball fan.
46.
It's pretty good. 45.
52. Our last birthday, Chase, you go first. You're up 3-2. He's Vrabel's buddy, former New England Patriot player Richard Seymour. How old is Richard Seymour? You're up 3-2.
51.
54.
The winner is Chase. He's 46 years old. Good job, Chase. You win 3-2.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Max. Thank you for participating.
And going 1 for 4.
That's okay. He tried. Coming up next,
like Callahan.
Coming up next, we'll talk to John McClain about the Titans win yesterday. I got a text from him right at the end. We'll do that next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday. And every Monday at 2 o'clock, we're joined by John McClain. He's presented by Maple Street Biscuits. Wake up to wow. John, I couldn't believe it when it happened. I still don't know if I believe it, but the Titans have won a game. And what a weird win it was, but a win is a win. How you doing?
I'm doing great. They'll win more games, of course, but you'll never see another one like that. When it was 21-6 early in the fourth quarter, I quit paying attention. And then when I looked up and I saw them scoring, then I started watching the highlights and going online and seeing all the crazy plays. And it had enough to last a lifetime. I do not understand it. And I'll say this about DeMercado. He stood there at his locker and answered every question about being a dumbass. And especially when the week before you had the receiver from Texas doing the same thing that cost the Colts a game. Last year, even a smart guy like Jonathan Taylor did it. And I do not understand what is it about these players. Is it cool to drop the ball as you're supposedly just in the end zone? I don't know what it is, but it drives coaches crazy. And I watched that highlight or low light with Jonathan Gannon, their coach, going ballistic, and it looked like he hit DeMercado as he was walking away from him to go to the sideline. And that was a great victory for the Titans. Cam Ward showed why they drafted him first overall. Of course, you need more of that. I noticed I was looking at their starting lineup. They started 6 offensive linemen and 2 tight ends, and I've never seen that before. But they won. That's all that matters. Cam Ward looked good when he needed to look good. They still need to run the ball more with Tony Pollard, even with Spears back. But I'm sure everybody's very happy, except, Brian Callahan's not getting fired this week.
Yeah, no. And I mean, Joe and I talked about that earlier. How much of a reprieve is this? I'm of the belief that I think Amy Adams-Strunk would prefer to wait till the end of the year, not to have to pay an interim coach and go through the whole process, because she's already paying 2 GMs, and then we'll have to pay a head coach not to be here. So I feel like they want to wait as long as they can. But what does this do for a team that isn't very good? And I think they all know they're not very good, but we've seen what a win can do and help be a jumping off point for a season. Do you think that this could be the case for the Titans?
Well, first of all, she doesn't give a rat's ass about money spent on people under contract. She's proved that by paying so many people, just like here. They're still paying people. And they have so much money. Most teams that doesn't figure into, but I think obviously if you're going to fire a coach, it's better late in the year so you can get a head start. Put your interim in there. Hope you keep losing so you'll get a higher draft pick. Sometime, worst thing that can happen is for the interim coach to win a couple of games, then all the players want to keep the interim coach, mainly because they think it protects them selfishly. But I think a game like this, when Brian Callahan's telling the Titans now, look, we're down 15 points. It's the fourth quarter. We've proved we can overcome this obstacle. That helps for situations where you're in trouble. And whether you do it or not remains to be seen. But at least you got an example. Players ought to be more fired up to come to work for a week because they won a game. And they did it in a fashion in which nobody gave them a chance. And then the Cardinals did every nincompoop thing you could possibly do. How often do you see the quarterback get a concussion on a snap? And I don't know that he's got a concussion, but it scared the hell out of him. You saw him jump. And then the touchdown by Lockett is just like, and then the DeMercado touchdown, that one's going to haunt the Cardinals. I didn't have the Cardinals any good. I saw one guy, national guy, was bragging early in the season because he picked the Cardinals to win the division. He ain't bragging now.
No.
Not at all. John McClain's on the Chase and Big Joe show. John, you look at it yesterday. Half the callers in the show today, and our reaction has been, well, the Cardinals handed them the game. John, I'm more the positive thing. Look, the Titans still had to go down and score 3 times, and they did. They scored 16 points in the fourth quarter, get it done. Is that something you could take away, the fact that this team had to go get it done, had the opportunities, and took advantage of it as a huge positive for this football team?
Absolutely, it is, Joe, because people that try to play it down, when somebody gives you something, you still have to take advantage of it. You know, Lockett jumped on that ball in the end zone. He had all these Cardinals around him. That wasn't given to him. He had to go in there and earn it after they had fumbled. And I think Snead chasing down DeMercado like that, and he recognized, I think, what had happened when the ball went out of the end zone and the Murray fumble, but I thought they did a terrific job of taking advantage of what the Cardinals gave them. And the Cardinals are going to lose sleep over that, and that could sound the death knell for Jonathan Gannon, because last year they won 8 games, and people thought they were going to be improved. To me, 8 games is enough for the Cardinals. They're usually mediocre to bad, and it could end up costing them a job when you are a defensive specialist and your offense and your defense blow it, especially against a rookie quarterback who hits a 47-yard pass and then the tight end over the middle. I was happy for Cam Ward.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that, John. Now that is done, now he's got his win. Can he relax a little bit now? There's no questions this week about when are you going to get your first win. He can take a deep breath. How much can this win help the development of Cam Ward mentally, not physically, but mentally?
It can help him a lot. You always want to get the first one because you hear last week, boy, the Titans screwed up. They should have taken Jackson Dart. Now Jackson doesn't look so good after those interceptions, and they get pounded in New Orleans. And it's a relief for him. And I don't think he's going to let up because that's his intensity level is always going to be at the boiling point because he's a competitor and wants to do as much as he can. I would think, and I'm guessing he won't admit it, it's a sense of relief to get the first one under your belt.
Yeah, and that another question we had today about, the hot seat. You always remember the hot seat, and I think, I want to get your opinion on this too, John. I mean, did it cool a little bit for Brian Callahan? Because now you got that win, but now you got to go out and do it on Sunday. I get that, but there's not going to be so many questions a week like, is this the week you get let go? Because you got the win, so it's got to feel good a little bit, I think.
It's like, let's see, he was in front of the firing squad and the cigarette went out, so he's going to get some more time. And if they win another game, I think if a game like this, that with nobody talking about his job, and then even if they lose the next one, it's how do they lose the next one? I thought that Amy Adams Strunk would fire Callahan after the 26-point loss here. Now, say they go to the Raiders, and the Raiders are awful. They're 1-4 too. They've been just getting hammered. If the Titans beat them, that's great. What if the Raiders beat them 26-0, something like that? Then it's going to be a feeding frenzy again. But that game is winnable. Geno Smith has been awful. He started off well. Now he's an interception machine. This is a chance for the Titans, who won the turnover battle, to win it again in a place that the Raiders don't. Usually Titans ought to have a bunch of fans at that game because all visitors do, because everybody wants to go to Vegas. It's Las Vegas and it's Los Angeles, and then it's Nashville, about where all the fans want to go. So you hope they have a contingent there and the Titans win a second game.
We'll have more with John McClain coming up next here on the Chasing Big Joe show, presented by Maple Street Biscuits. Wake up to wow. 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Monday, continuing our conversation with John McClain down in Houston, presented by Maple Street Biscuits. Wake up to wow. John, one win doesn't fix everything, as we all know, but obviously people feel good today. To me, though, I still think the Titans need to field phone calls as the trade deadline approaches. If they get something that they think is going to help them in the future, I think they need to take it. Now, you put 3 wins together, okay, maybe that's going to change the conversation a little bit. But would you agree with that?
Well, first of all, you're not going to get anything that's going to help you this year.
Right.
This team needs too much talent. If they wanted to have a fire sale, what would they get for people? Jeffrey Simmons would be their biggest bargaining chip. And if they want to do that, but, they're not going to challenge for the Super Bowl next year either. And so I don't know if you do it now, you do it then. If you do it at the trade deadline, it's kind of like you're throwing in the towel. But the fact is, if you're not good and you're not going anywhere and you have some assets that can bolster you for the future, pull the trigger.
We're talking to John McClain on the Chasing Big Joe show. John, to look around the league a little bit, Vrabel, that's a big win last night up there for Buffalo for New England. Just the job he's doing, the way he's rallied that. But I will tell you, John, we had Tim Hasselbeck on a few weeks ago. He said Vrabel's got something in New England. He's got a quarterback, and that speaks volumes how well they're doing now.
Well, everybody's known Drake May's a good quarterback. He had a good rookie season, just like Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix and all those guys last season, and they had more money under the salary cap in the offseason than any team in the league. And those were reasons he wanted to take that job. And they still going to have a lot of salary cap room. And I'm still stunned that they won that game last night. I thought sure they were going to lose it at the end. Now they'll have a chance to sweep the Bills. I can't imagine they would, but Mike Vrabel's a good coach. He's got his quarterback, and there's some weird stories off the field, like that thing that was broken today in North Carolina. They won't let the Patriots tweet anything on the Patriots. Belichick has decreed, which means they can't tweet anything about Drake May, the North Carolina quarterback. And you should be publicizing that like crazy. So quarterbacks come to North Carolina, you can be Drake May. Now, the Patriots are going to be 4-2 because they go to New Orleans, unless they have a big letdown against the Saints like the Giants seemed to after their first victory. And then the other big story, of course, was Mark Sanchez, and I'm guessing he's going to get fired. Have y'all seen the pictures of the guy he beat up?
We have not. Are they bad?
I tweeted those twice. His family took him in the hospital and released him to a local TV station. He beat the hell out of that 69-year-old guy who was doing his job, parked right where he was supposed to be parking, doing what he wanted to do. And now those charges have been upgraded to a felony. And whoever conducted the press conference, I think it was the police chief, he said, you come to our city and you do bodily harm to one of our residents, you're going to pay.
Well, good.
And so Sanchez, those pictures, there's a warning about how graphic they are. He looks like he got beat up by multiple people.
Just terrible. John, tonight the Jacksonville Jaguars play the Chiefs. Jags looking good at 3-1. If they can get this job done, then now they're 4-1. John, are you buying the Jags if they win tonight?
Joe, if they win this game, I'm buying the Jags. I'm picking the Chiefs. I never pick against the Chiefs unless they're on the road, like at Buffalo or Baltimore when they're doing well. But this is a great chance for the Jaguars to show they're for real. Trevor Lawrence, Liam Cohen. It's the first time I've been interested in the Jacksonville game in 3 years.
John, I know the Cowboys played the Jets, but considering CeeDee Lamb's out, they got some injuries on the offensive line. What do you think about Dallas to this point and Dak Prescott?
They're running the ball great. Javonte Williams is taking so much pressure off Prescott. He's playing great. As we've talked about before, the last 5 times he's played all or most of the season, they've been in the playoffs. So the key is to keep him healthy. But the Jets are awful. They're 0-5 right now. They're the worst team in the NFL. and it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better. And but good for Dak. Hopefully he'll stay healthy, and the Cowboys will continue to do well enough to compete for a wild card berth.
Is the AFC North, I guess, I know Pittsburgh's 3-1, but are they bad enough right now that Baltimore shouldn't be worried about their current position, or are the injuries going to be too much for them to overcome?
Everybody's worried about their current position because they're all starting backup quarterbacks other than Pittsburgh. The Bengals just keep getting worse. And but everybody made a big deal yesterday. The Ravens had 4 starters on defense out, defensive lineman, linebacker, and 2 DBs. And they gave up 44 to the Texans. And I don't care who you are or where you play, you score 44 in the NFL, and that's good. And it looked like they didn't want to play, and they quit. And their offense, of course, was missing 3 starters, including Lamar Jackson. And the Texans totally shut down Derrick Henry. He had like 22 yards on 15 carries. And after the way he badgered the Texans all those years with the Titans, his last 4 games against the D'Amico Ryan's defense, he hadn't done squat. So without Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry's facing 8-man fronts, but Jackson's going to be back. After they lose to the Rams, I think it's the Rams, and then they'll be have a week off, and maybe some of those guys can come back. And I think if Lamar Jackson comes back, and he was healthy, even when he's healthy, the defense couldn't stop anybody. So until they do something on their defense, they're just spinning their wheels. But the division right now is so bad. I think if Lamar comes back and he's healthy, they're going to score a lot of points. If the defense even makes a few improvements, they could still have a chance to win that division after their terrible start.
Well, and you brought up the Bengals. I mean, this Browning thing isn't working, but I don't know what they do. I mean, do you call Atlanta and just see what you can work out for Kirk Cousins, or are you just kind of grit and bear it until you get Burrow back?
I think you grin and bear it. You're not going to be drafting a quarterback in the offseason. If you want Kirk Cousins, it's going to cost you more than you want to give up. Browning had a winning record going in. I don't know if it's the other players. He has no running game whatsoever, and the score is misleading because they were beaten up a whole lot more than the score indicates. And after, that's like most of them. If you can't keep your quarterback healthy, you are in big trouble. And that's the best example. It has to scare them how much Joe Burrow's been hurt since going to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. John, I didn't see it live, but I watched the YouTube clip of it. It's like 15-minute reel of the Seattle Seahawks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. And let me tell you what, I'm a big NFL historian like you are. That reminded me of a game we would see in the 70s or the 80s. A lot of hitting, a lot of scoring. You don't know who's going to win. It was just a fun game to watch. Tampa wins the game, though. But my goodness, John, the uniforms, the way the play was, the game overall, that was a beautiful football game in Seattle on Sunday afternoon.
I heard somebody today saying Dak Prescott should be MVP. No, Baker Mayfield should be MVP. 4 victories, all in the last minute. Their loss in the last minute. They've been fantastic. Everybody loves those creamsicle uniforms, and they hated them when the Buccaneers wore them originally because they were terrible, and they equated the uniforms with losing. Now, of course, the uniforms are equated with winning. And Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, 2 former backup teammates together at Carolina under Matt Rule. They both were outstanding, and you won't see many high-scoring games better than that. Texans have lost by 1 to the Buccaneers on a Mayfield touchdown with 6 seconds left, touchdown-led drive with 6 seconds left. And after the bye week, they go to Seattle for a Monday night game, and Darnold torched them for 4 touchdown passes last year when he was in Minnesota. And I wonder right now if the Vikings wish they had re-signed Sam Darnold.
Well, not only that, I was going to ask about the Vikings. I mean, do you think the guys like being overseas for 2 weeks like the Vikings do? Because, look, I get it's fun for a week, but it's like, you're not home. You're not, everything you need in Minnesota, you don't have in Europe, all this stuff. It's just, to me, it's a hassle. Do you think guys enjoy the 2 weeks they spend over there?
They like it a lot better when they came home with a victory over the Browns. If they had lost that game and they had to make that trip back, it would have been different. I know wives love to go there. They love those trips.
Right.
I guess the kids get to go too. And they take great care of you. I've been over there for a game, and boy, you have everything you want over there, not to mention one of the greatest cities in the world, and 85,000 coming to your game. And I think if they had not wanted to be over there for 2 weeks, they would not have been.
John, going to be an interesting week for sure. At least we're talking about a win. Appreciate the time as always, and we'll talk to you next week.
Guys, thank you very much as always.
Absolutely. John McClain joins us each Monday at 2. Brought to you by Maple Street Biscuits. Wake up to wow. Coming up next, Brian Callahan is scheduled to speak to the media. We will do that next. Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday. Brian Callahan supposed to speak here in a few minutes, and when he does, we will air that, as we always do. And coming off a win. I mean, this will only be the fourth time that he's gotten to do the Monday press conference after a win, but
isn't that crazy?
It's
right?
there.
I'll have you know, though, Chase, I know you're interested in this, that Taylor Swift's new album breaks her own sales records.
Oh, that's cool. Good for her.
Not bad tonight. Will we see her 1,000 times on the Monday Night Football game as
Probably.
the Chiefs take on the Jaguars?
Probably will. Not probably not.
We won't see her in Alabama football down at Tuscaloosa.
So here's something interesting on the tweeter. Ian Rappaport said former Titans first-round pick Traylon Burks, who has been recovering from a broken collarbone since training camp, has been cleared for all football activities by Dr. Damon Petty, the Titans team physician, sources say. Kuharski says this is incorrect. Traylon Burks remains on Titans IR. Ian is cut and pasting info that's not correct from an agent. Could go this way in time.
All right.
Are they going to bring him back? Because nobody claimed him. So
right. I don't know. I mean, what? So he's not okay to be released, or he is?
I don't. According to Paul, no. I mean, I think they cut him, right?
I mean, he's terrible.
Like he's not. I mean,
you say it. He's not good.
He's not good.
Yeah, right. Nice guy.
I know. Not look. I know they won, and we're trying to be positive, but like they can't get much worse if they throw him in there. But I think they're done with him.
Yeah, he'd have gotten injured again at some point. So yeah, just you move on, and it's okay. You got money. You were a number one pick, and sorry it didn't work out for you. I hope it works out someplace else for you, but this is not going to work out here.
By the way, Paul will be co-hosting tomorrow and Thursday with Robbie Stanley, as Rex Road has a couple days off. So
okay,
looking forward to having PK in the mix on Robbie and Rex Road. All right. So what do you want to hear from Callahan today?
The fight and that football team, what it was like that fourth quarter, why he went off script a little bit, why he just kind of said, look, here's what we're going to do. Go out there and play, get it done. Again, they had to score 16 points in the fourth quarter to win the game, and just talk about things on those lines. But overall, I mean, it shouldn't be a long one. Like now we play the Raiders. Now the good question would be, I don't want to hear about Cam Ward's footwork again. Good Lord. Yeah. Don't care about that. Just, and this is not a spot Brian Callahan's in a lot talking about a win. He's only had 4 of them now in a year and a half. It's 4-18.
So I tell you what we're going to do, just because I have a feeling it's still going to be a few minutes before he gets up there. Let's go ahead and take our last break, and then we will take you the rest of the way with Brian Callahan. If that bleeds over into DVD, they'll take it from there. But we'll take our last break and then get Brian Callahan coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game. Let's go hear from Brian Callahan.
You know, that's every week, and you try to maintain the same demeanor that you have when you lose as when you win, and you got to correct things. Got to get corrected. Every game's always going to have that. So we're getting through that process, but really some pretty cool individual performances in the game that these guys stepped up when, you know, we needed their best. And we've been looking for a couple of weeks now to have our best players play their best. And I think we got that from quite a few guys over the course of the game. And Jeff Simmons, I think, leads the charge. The way that Jeff's playing right now is, as I've said multiple times, is about as good as anybody in football. And he continues to set the standard for what we're looking for from our football team from an energy and effort perspective. And then is making a ton of plays. I thought Calvin Ridley stepping up and being really productive over the course of particularly the fourth quarter was great to see, especially coming off a limited week of practice. He only practiced once over the course of the week, and to show up on game day like that was impressive. You know, the one that's a sneaky performance, but was really, really productive for us was Johnny Hecker. The way he punted in that game, flipped the field for us a couple of times, and put our defense in a really great spot. And then we held up, and then we flipped the field on the other side offensively with field position coming out of it. So his hang time, his distance, his direction, all that stuff was fantastic, and really a critical piece, I think, in that late part of the game of flipping the field and yardage wise for us was huge. And then I think we got a bunch of guys, you know, L'Jarius Sneed, I think, had a really good game. Was really pleased with how he played. Our special teams continues to make impact plays in the return game with Chim and those guys on the front line in KOR. It was really impressive. They two great blocks by James Williams and KB to spring that kick on Chim's return. And then our tight ends played well when we needed them to, made some big catches, some big catch and runs. And at the end of the day, I felt like our offensive line protection was maybe as good as it's been all year in that particular game. And then Cam ultimately at the end, when we needed to see the number one pick play like a number one pick, he did. And that was a big reason why we were able to win the game.
You mentioned last night that he would live in 2 minute and 4 minute if you guys let him. What's the kind of balance of incorporating that versus situational versus opponent?
Yeah, I mean, there's a personnel perspective. You know, we felt like going into that game, one of the things that was going to be good for us and help calm that defense down some. They're real multiple when you get 11 personnel, and then particularly when you know huddle against them, they had shown to pressure quite a bit and make it hard on you. So we got bigger against them, especially early in the game. We were in some 12 and 13 and even some 21. We had some fullback stuff in there as well. So that was by design. We felt like that calmed that front down and calmed the scheme down a little bit. So that in and of itself in the game plan wasn't really part of how we were going to attack those guys. But we have done quite a bit of no huddle, and I think that package continues to grow. It is something that Cam feels very comfortable in. And has shown to execute well. So those are things that we're, you know, by game plan, of course, but those are things that he has shown to play well in. And those are things we're going to keep expanding as we keep going forward.
Are you looking for Cam to embrace the fourth quarter with the underneath throws and completing the easy passes? Because obviously the long ones are beautiful, but the other ones got you down the field.
Yeah, I think that's a great lesson for him. That's what we needed from early in the game too, is we had some opportunities to complete some balls that were the easy throws. You know, we're trying to make it as easy on him as possible. Some of those throws he made at the end of the game were high level difficulty throws and really good catches, but trying to make those be the throws that have to happen a couple of times a game and the rest of it be as easy as possible. And he's figuring that part out as we go. Had some opportunities early in the game, and I think he really calmed down in the second half and just focused on putting his eyes where they're supposed to be and just throwing the ball where it's supposed to go and not trying to do anything other than that. And I think you saw how effective that is when you do that and you can move the ball down the field as long as you take completions. And that's the one emphasis for him all this week is we got to complete the ball at a higher rate. Not all that's on him, obviously, but there's a part of that does fall on his shoulders, and we got to continue to do what we did in the fourth quarter.
You mentioned that second half, I don't want to call it adjustment, but change of like how he saw things. Did you guys, I know there's not a lot of time, but did you guys go over anything in particular or just? It's been an ongoing process. Those are things we can kind of continually talk to him about. The only thing I just said to him at halftime is really just that. I said, just all you got to do is put your eyes where they're supposed to be, make sure your footwork matches it, and just throw the ball. Like, it doesn't have to be anything more than that.
And I thought he did a much better job of that over the course of the second half. You saw the ball come out of his hand when it was supposed to, go into the places it was supposed to go. And it wasn't perfect. There's still things that were corrected in coaching, but I think I think it clicked for him a little bit in the second half is probably the best way I can describe it. And hopefully that leads to starting off the game with that sort of same mentality and being able to find those things and move the team down the field a little more consistently than we have over the first month of the season. So hopeful that the improvement is rapid.
He come down on the guys need to be able to catch balls that are in catchable range versus sometimes he seems to throw 100 miles an hour when he doesn't necessarily have to.
That's part of it. There's a part of throwing catchable footballs. And he's got an unbelievably twitchy release and really natural body torque when he throws. And there's learning how to layer those throws and learning how to take a little bit off. And again, that's all part of his growth process over the course of these games. And I thought in this game it was really, really good, consistently throwing the ball, catchable in the spots that needed to be put in for the most part. So again, he's learning every time he goes out there, and he's improving every time he takes the field, and been pretty pleased with the rate of improvement.
After the win in Houston last year, you guys went to Washington, didn't go very well. Do you learn anything from that experience in terms of getting the team back this week?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go back and look at my notes and make sure I'm not doing any of the things that I did the last time. I don't think it was anything really dramatically different, to be honest with you. It was, I think we that game was a product of some early turnovers that broke it open pretty quickly. But we got to be ready to go play again. And I think my point to you guys after the game is the same as it was to the team today, that it's one game, and we're trying to win more games and stack wins and stack the process. And that's our focus. And it feels great to win, but we also aren't, I'm not satisfied with all of it, and they shouldn't be either, because we got to play better. Earlier in the game, there's the good teams. If you give them a 21-6 lead and in most games in this league, you're going to have a hard time coming back. And thankfully we found a way to do it, but that's not the way we want to live, nor is it sustainable. And we got to find a way to play better earlier. And I think that's the key. And having the same mentality about how we feel after a loss when you're correcting the tape, and making sure you're correcting what needs to get corrected.
When you watch the film of what you just talked about, how it kind of transpired, having a different perspective since you have the bird's eye view now, did the plays that took place that allowed you guys to come back, does it seem as bizarre as it was at the time?
I've seen a lot of bizarre things in my time in the league, and that's just the way the game goes sometimes. And what I like about what happened in that game yesterday is that, really for the first 4 games, we were the team that was making the errors to lose the game, and that's a real thing. Is you certainly can lose yourself a game a lot quicker than you can win one. And to be on the other side of that and take advantage of those opportunities when they arose, and to be able to make the plays necessary to win the game was a nice change of pace for us. And that's where you want to be. And weird things happen in this league all the time. Ball bounces strange. I could take you back to the Tebow season in Denver and show you a whole bunch of crazy stuff that happened that has no real explanation in how we won some of those games. But I think the important part is when you get opportunities to go close a game out and win it, we did that, for the first time all year. And we weren't the one that was putting ourselves in position to lose. And I think that's where I'm the most proud and the most excited that maybe we've, turned a corner in that regard.
What led to maybe Cam and Callahan having so much success yesterday, and how much do you hope that's kind of a confidence builder, springboard for those guys?
Yeah, I think somebody asked me a question about that maybe on Friday, just about how do you get Calvin going, and my answer is the same then as I think is now, is that you just got to keep finding ways to use his skill set. We protected well in the game, which I think was a big part of being able to push the ball down the field a little bit more and find some explosive plays. But I got a lot of confidence in Calvin, and he's shown his ability to change the game for us. And he just needed to capitalize on the opportunities. And I think he was in the right frame of mind to go do it, and really played well for us down the stretch of the game. And we needed every bit of that to be able to win. And we're going to need that moving forward too. So got to keep putting them in the right spots and giving them opportunities. And we keep protecting well and giving Cam a good pocket. We'll be able to find him down the field.
You talk about Cam's kind of comeback in that fourth quarter, how he played there. Can you look back at maybe just some of the other quarterbacks you've been around? Any of those guys kind of come to mind and their ability to shake off a rough 3 quarters or a rough start like that in the same way Cam was?
Yeah, that's a requisite for NFL quarterbacks if you want to win games. It's always going to come down to the end. Every one of these games is usually in some version of a one-score game. They're competitive, and how you play at the end is really what's going to define you as a quarterback. I think that's what defines the quarterbacks that are all in the Hall of Fame is their ability to rally their team when they're down and win the game late. I mean, when I was in Detroit with Stafford in 2016, I think we had like 8 fourth quarter comebacks that he engineered and won. Burrow's had quite a few big moments coming back and winning late in games. And I think that's what you have to do if you want to play quarterback at a high level is find ways to win. And even if it's not pretty when it starts, how do you finish the game? And again, I think the best way to put it is, you want your guys to be at their best when their best is required. And I think we got that from a lot of guys at the end of the game.
Is that kind of a good step to see in his growth to come back from that?
That's a huge step. It's anytime a quarterback can play like that at the end of the game, it's a huge benefit to hopefully stacking that feeling and knowing what it's like to be in that spot and then performing. So it was definitely great to see.
Simmons mentioned Primo from Thunderbirds. I know he came to speak to you guys. What was the relevance of that? How did that whole process go?
Yeah, I probably can't speak on that too much. What am I allowed to, or should I? Okay. Yeah, there'll be more coming on that today. I think a little bit, just the background. And I know it probably looks weird that who is this guy and why are they talking about him? It's from the Netflix documentary, The Thunderbirds. He's a fighter pilot, kind of a guy that we connected with. I used that documentary as a medium over the course of training camp to, get some messaging reinforcement from just a different place. And it's awesome. If you haven't seen it, I'd watch it. But our guys sort of connected with Primo and some of the things that he went through. And they're like big fans of Primo. And it worked out. We tracked him down and found out that he was training out in Arizona. He's flying for the reserves and he's learning how to fly the F-35 right now. And one of the other guys, Thunder, one of the other guys in that documentary is out here. He's an instructor. And so they were both in Phoenix. And so I had him come talk to the team on Saturday night. And then, as you'll see, he was in the locker room after the game. Cool moment, but really awesome human. Gave a great message to the team. And a lot of the things that in that documentary, I think are very pertinent to team building. And I think they all connected with it. And like I said, probably gave us a little bit of spark and some energy. And I thought it was great.
You seem really connected with your players coming off the field, offensively and defensively. You also seemed active with the officials. Was your second game where you weren't locked onto the headset so much? Did you feel like you were able to command the whole situation a little bit better, engage more?
I did. Yeah, I really did. I found, I can have a lot more energy. I can sort of have a lot more fun from a connection standpoint on the sideline because I'm not thinking about the next things. I'm still thinking about some of it, but it's not as focused. I actually really had a lot of fun doing that, and I think the players felt it. You have to ask them more specifically, but I just feel like it was an opportunity for me to show my support for our guys and have great energy on the sideline in the midst of a challenging start and finding a way to finish. So, I think I'm kind of learning my way through that process and what that looks like for me, without the play calling. And I think it was positive.
Harrison was really productive early and managed to kind of take him out of the game. How'd you like how that played out, and maybe how'd you do that?
A couple things. I think defensively they made some nice adjustments pretty quickly in the first half. They're probably at that first quarter. Started moving L'Jarius over there a little bit, not all the time, but a little bit more into the boundary. But I think what made it more pronounced was that I thought we rushed really well, and I thought we didn't give him a ton of time to make plays off script. And that's really, that touchdown was an off schedule play. But I think those guys did a really good job of rushing and containing the quarterback and making it hard for him to hold on to the ball long enough. And that's how you win in this league. If you can disrupt the timing of the offense and not let them get the ball down the field. I mean, it's things we've dealt with for the first couple of weeks, and our defense did a good job of settling down and figuring out some answers.
Eligible as you did, has to say something about your tight ends, does it not?
No. I mean, we're the thing about our tight ends is we're a little bit smaller in stature. You know, those guys block willingly and they're tough at the point of attack. But anytime you can add a tackle in there and increase that size and strength at the point of attack, you do it. There's a bunch of teams that do that at the moment, and it's hard to find the old 260 pound, 265 pound wide tight end that goes in there and blocks like a tackle. So you might as well just put the tackle in there and let him handle the point of attack. And our guys do a good job when we need them to, but it's just, again, trying to just use our personnel the best we can and put our guys in great position, and it's been effective for us, certainly.
Track with the special teams penalties.
We had the block in the back by Marcus was close. I mean, it was close enough that they're going to call it, but I thought that was a tight call. I think we got called for illegal formation. We were a little too deep on one of the punts at the wing. That's just an alignment thing. You just got to move up. Usually they warn you for that. I'm trying to think of the other one. I think we might have had a false start maybe on the kickoff. I think we left a tick early, so nothing dramatic. I don't think it's anything crazy. We just little things we just got to tighten up.
It's not even close to the play. Like, why even engage?
He was the corner on the return.
Far away from
It was. I mean, it was one of those things where you try to get a flyby, and you can see him pull his hands off. I mean, he's not trying to block him in the back, but it was close enough to where they felt like it was a call. And we'd like to be a little cleaner technique-wise there for him and not put himself in that spot. And really, you really want to fly by and keep your hands off so they don't flag you for that. So it's a technique thing for him more than anything else.
Wait, Spears and I guess Winston's playing for the first time.
Yeah. It's good for Taj. Taj, I think, had 17 snaps, had a couple carries. He was in there some pass pro. Good start for him. Really good start. Again, getting back to playing, just like all these guys that come off these injuries. It's hard to throw him in there for a full tilt. But he played a good role, and in that role keep increasing, I think, as we move forward. And Kevin did some really good stuff on special teams. You see him; he's getting his legs back underneath him. It was good to get him out in some game action. It's been a while, I think 13 months since he's played in the game. So we'll be smart about that, and he'll start getting bits and pieces of defense as we keep moving forward, and keep doing some special teams. So we'll keep increasing his role as he gets in better shape, and hopefully see more of him. But he was really impressive in practice this week. You saw all the things that make you excited about his potential, and I think his role will continue to grow.
What do you make of this trend of the guys dropping the football before they get to the goal line? Do you bring that up with your team?
Yeah. God, every time it happens, you bring it up. Yeah, we have a saying we say letters and logos, and you never under any circumstance do you let go of the ball until you're through the letters and the logos of the end zone. And that's something that I know every team in the league preaches. We every time it happens, we show it. On Fridays, we show it. We show it when it happens in college. We show it when it happens in the league. We showed it Donnie Mitchell last week. And just don't relax and just run through the letters and logos, and you're never going to have a problem. And, sometimes just keep the ball in your hands so you can keep it for later. You know what I mean? That's I don't know. It's wild to me that continues to happen. And I know it's getting coached everywhere in the league, and it pops up 3-4 times a year, which is crazy to me.
Has 29 tackles the last 2 weeks. I'm guessing that's more than just a number right now.
Super productive. He's really starting to play well. He plays the game you need to play at linebacker. He plays downhill. He plays physical, and he finds the ball. I mean, there's no substitute for a guy that can get the ball carrier on the ground and tackle it. I think what's even more impressive too is I think he played 56 snaps of defense, and then he added 17 more special team snaps because we had some injuries in the second half, and he took more snaps than anybody on our team yesterday, and then played well on special teams on top of it. So he's really come along. He's growing. He's becoming the type of player we envisioned him being. He's still got things to keep cleaning up, but his production on the ball is undeniable, and his physicality and how he plays is what we're looking for.
Chim's near the top of the lead in all-purpose yards.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're going to say that's great, but how can that be something that you guys can take more advantage of too offensively after he does with you guys?
We've tried to find some things, tried to manufacture some things for him, some easy touches, some screens, some reverses, some things like that. That stuff will continue. He got targeted down the field a few times, didn't connect on it, but got targeted a few times down the field. He's got real speed. He's got real ability to track the ball, and we're going to keep finding roles for him to play. He's certainly earning it. He's turned out to be everything I hoped he would be. Is a really good young receiver and a really good return man, and he's got some ability to be explosive, and we got to keep finding ways to mix him into the process on offense as well. So just like all these young players, their roles will continue to increase.
It's been 10 months since you guys have had a victory Monday. How much does it relax or lighten the mood around here? And what does it say, the fact that players are here today, maybe to your point that you're not satisfied with one?
Yeah, we got work to do, I think it feels great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's super positive, and it's a whole lot easier to go talk to the team. It's a whole lot easier to come talk to you guys. Everything's, the coffee tastes a little better. The sky's a little bluer, but at the end of the day, it's just like anything else. It's just one game. It's one win. We don't want to overreact to it. We want to take the good and move on and keep those things. And then we got to correct the things we got to correct, because there's plenty of that. And so we keep trying to do things the right way, and stack doing things the right way, and hope that it continues to pay off. And yeah, we're here working because it's not that time yet. Those you earn days off by winning a couple of them and doing that, playing well enough to win 3-4 in a row. And you can start talking about having days off, but we got to keep rolling, and our guys are on the same page, and we know we got to have another great week of practice, and we're looking to go back out west and try to get another win.
What involvement did you have with Bo and Nick on that last drive offensively?
Yeah, I think that the cool thing for me is Bo and Nick work really, really well together. Nick's role is incredibly important. What he does during the week, the amount of work he takes on, is part of why we're able to continue to press forward the way we are. Bo did a great job handling the game plan, calling it, which was really good to see, but a lot of communication from a lot of people. I'm involved in all of it. My headset's on during the entire process, and certainly in the last drive, because there's so many situational things that come up that we got to be on top of, and managing the timeouts at the end and what we're going to do in that last sequence and all that stuff. So that's all communication between me and Bo and what we want to get done, and to the quarterback. So yeah, heavily involved in all of it, but I think Bo did a really nice job calling the game. Really, really happy with that. And I think Nick's role is increasingly important for how we are right now, and the things that he does and the level that he does it at is huge for us. So it was a good process.
You guys lose your best tackle and then face a handful of pretty tough fronts to begin the year, and people are wondering what exactly Bill does around here, what's going on with the offensive line. It's supposed to be renovated and be a strength of this team, and it feels like quietly the past couple of weeks they've started to trend in the right direction. What are you seeing from that group?
Just that, I think you're seeing a group that's playing together. It's got a couple games under their belt now, with really 4 of the 5 starters in there for most of it. I think Pete is playing really good football for us. I think Kevin Zeitler is playing really good football for us. Dan has played better over the last couple of weeks. He's really started to – that group is starting to take on a little bit of an identity. They're playing better. They're playing better technically. They're playing better as a unit. Lloyd's been really solid. He gets better every week that he comes off the injury. And then really Ole's played well for us. Even yesterday was a good game for him in a reserve role, and can't wait to get JC back. Hopefully that happens soon here. But I think it's just the totality of playing together, and you're starting to see moving the line of scrimmage a little more. We're doing some good things in the run game. It's been productive. They've been good in pass pro. They've been better the last 2 weeks than they were the first couple. And we got to keep that going.
Why not go for 2? And is that going to be your philosophy in that situation?
Yeah. I mean, it's a fair. Those are all questions that are fair, and our philosophy is in those spots when you're down 15, going to get to close the gap to down 9. We talk about all these things. They were talked about well in advance of the game. It's not a surprise for us that our philosophy is going to be to kick that and make it a 1-possession ball game. There's a lot of things you can dive into details on, but that's ultimately where we settled. For us, we've spent a lot of time talking about it and going through the scenarios, and that's where we landed on it and felt like that was the right thing for us.
Okay, there you go. That is Brian Callahan, Titans head coach, with his weekly press conference DVD. We'll have the full reaction to that coming up next. That'll do it for us here on Chasing Big Joe today on this Monday. 1025 The Game.
Yeah, as we leave the show every time to our guys out there, we talk to you all the time. We love you. If you're going through something, please on your cell phone, reach out and dial or text 988. Somebody's always there. We always tell you to please talk to somebody, and we'll tell you every single day that our world is a better place because you are here. In order for us to celebrate our success, we got to celebrate your success. We love you more than anything else in the world. Know this, that God loves you too.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD from Circa, Kentucky is next on 1025 The Game.